Hey everybody, ReefGrrl here, and welcome to ReefGrrl Live. I am so happy you could make it. The whole idea here is to have some fun, chat, get some questions answered, maybe show off what you're doing, and get to know each other a little bit better. So sit back, relax, grab a drink. The stream is about to begin. Saturday night again, already. Wow, we already have a bunch of people in the comments. Let's say hi to everyone, and we do have somebody in the waiting room. It's Insane Reefer. So hi Oscar, I know you're there. I'm gonna say hello to everyone who's already been waiting, and then we'll bring you in. Let's see who started the night. Chili Wills Reef. Hi Chili Wills, you were here just after 8 o'clock. That makes you first. Hi Benny's Aquarium, nice to see you. Straight Reefer is here. T40, ReefGrrl, much love. Same to you T40, I hope you're staying well in all of what's going on. Insane Reefer, hello Oscar, I know you're in the waiting room now. I just said that. Click Clacks Reef, nice to see you here. And there's Robert Poorman, hello Reef people. Yeah, a lot of Reef people here already, 18, wow. Hi Johnny Martinez, hey there ReefGrrl, fellow reefers, hope and pray all's well with everyone, stay safe, enjoy the show. Yeah, I've been looking forward to it all week. It's been a crazy week for me. Didn't get nearly everything done I wanted to, a lot of stuff happening, but you know, you just deal with it. Who else have we got? Hey Scotty Damron, nice to see you. I can't remember if we've had you here before, but in any case, welcome. Hey, there's Taryn. Hi, Taryn's Little Ocean. I hope you're doing well. And we have Mr. DKH. Hey there, Marco. I hope to see you a little bit later. WVU Reefer. Nice to see you too. Braveheart Reefer 525. Checking in from Scotland. Broke Reefman 45. Hey there. Okay, I think I've said hi to everyone who has popped in early. So, yeah, this week I intended to get my update video out on the fish death, and that will be out tomorrow. I have it all edited, just have to do some final tweaks on the voiceover, but it's been a crazy week. I got a lovely, thoughtful gift from someone, and if you watched the reminder video, you might see what it is. You have to watch to the end, though. And other than that, I will be putting out a video about that a little later on, once I get a little bit more footage. And just the ordinary stuff that comes along when you're trying to get ready to move and things don't happen the way you think. So yeah, it's been a bit of a crazy week. I see a couple more people. Hey, there's Chimp the Reefer. Nice to see you, Chimp. Okay, let's bring Oscar in and see if he's bought any more corals this week. I didn't buy any more corals this week, but I saw several I would really love to have been able to pick up. Just don't have anywhere to put them. Okay. Hi, Oscar.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing all right.
Good. I like you got the tank behind you tonight.
Yeah, a little bit of change of scenery today. That way you guys
Nice.
can see my face and the tank. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping when I'm in my new house that I'll be able to set up in the fish room much the same way, with the table, with the computer on it, and the reef tank behind me. So we'll see if that works.
yeah, I set up the tripod and table, little chair, just to be comfy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yes, I've spent a lot of time as a human tripod. It's not very comfortable.
so I did not buy any new coral, but I do have some news and some changes that I'm going to do to the
Right?
upstairs tank. I actually got dinos.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think it's a nutrient imbalance, and it's not that bad. I mean, I've been able to, deal with it. Daily removal, and I'm dosing a little bit of nitrate and phosphates
Right.
just to bring those, nutrients back in balance to see if it. But it's not too bad. I mean, I did take out the acros that were upstairs, and put them
Okay.
downstairs. So
Nice to have that option.
yeah.
Yeah. So did your nutrients bottom out? Is that what
Uh,
you figure it was?
my phosphates, for what I understand, were at 0,
Oh,
and my nitrates were at 2 ppm.
yeah, that's kind of low.
So yeah, they recommend 5 nitrates and at least zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.3 phosphates.
Yeah. You mean 0.01 to 0.03?
Well, yeah, 0.03 to 0.01 exactly.
Yeah. 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 Well, so what are you doing then? You're just going to do the dosing of the nitrate and phosphate to try and bring it down
Yes,
or get rid of
yes.
them?
Those are my plans. Let's see how it goes. Uh, I wouldn't want to tear down the tank because
No.
because it's one, I've already had it for about a year.
Yeah.
Uh, I do want to, however, come up with a remedy and try to learn from that experience
Mm-hmm.
because it's something that I've never experienced before, and I guess it's a good opportunity to learn to deal with
Mm.
it. So maybe I could learn
Yeah.
from that one, and in a future reference, I could deal with it easier.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those preventive things. I guess if you see the nutrients heading too low, you can head it off at the pass kind of thing.
And same thing here. These are more or less the same level, although the nitrates in this tank are barely, they are kind of undetectable.
Mm.
So I'm a little, afraid of this one getting dinos on me. So I'm dosing nitrates and phosphates. I just
Right.
think it's more, the corals are consuming those nutrients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, we got more people coming in. Oh my goodness. Hey, Calypso's Reefs. Glad you're here. William Peace Jr. is here. Hello. Chi Town Reefer. Who else? Reefing with O. Hey, Seymour. Glad you came back after I was kind of being a little bit mean to you last week. Sorry about that. But I couldn't let the chance go by, right? Macrophage bacteria and no pox handled a terrible dino battle last month. Got to use tons of micro bubbles. Yeah, are you gonna try bubble scrubbing there, Oscar?
I never tried that. What I've been doing is just taking like a hose and just
Yeah,
sucking everything that I could into a cup with some of that filter that you guys are
right.
using. So just to trap it there, kind of like a filter sock, but I remove it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been working out pretty good. I mean, I can't say it's terrible,
Mm-hmm.
but it's working out, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Phil, Reef Keeper's here. Nice to see you. He's busy but listening on his headphones. And leave his thumbs up. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Phil. That's great. We also have Terran's Little Ocean here, and I'm disorienting myself because Oscar, when I look at you on the screen, what I see is I'm looking that way, like away from you. So anyway, it's driving me a
Well,
little
well,
crazy.
it's kind of hard to me to look at the camera, so you might look
Yeah.
at my face and I'm maybe looking sideways or something. Is that what you're trying
So
to say?
well, no, I apologize because I am right now I'm looking at you, but on the screen I'm looking away.
Oh yeah.
And
Well, it
when I
happens
look
to me.
over, yeah, so I apologize. I am
It's
paying
all good.
attention to what you're saying.
Don't worry about it.
I I don't think I could ever be on TV for a living. My God, it's hard to figure
Yeah,
things out.
I try to focus more on the phone and look at you on the phone than looking at the
Right.
camera. So,
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's see what Taryn's up to this week. Hey, Taryn.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How
hello.
are you?
Doing good.
Yeah. Can you turn your phone sideways, please? Oh, there we go. Thank you. That's great.
Looking nice.
Thank you. Um, So last Saturday, I had a little bit of an issue with my new RAS.
Uh-oh.
He's fine, but he's hiding right now. So I was just sitting by the tank, and then I had another power head over there, and I heard it catch, and then I saw him get thrown like across the tank, and he hit the
Ooh.
glass, and so I don't know if he got sucked into it or if he swam into it, but he just kind of was laying there, and he looked like he was having a hard time breathing, but I didn't see anything obviously wrong with him, and it was getting close to lights out. Oh, there he is. He is fine. He's swimming right there. It was getting close to lights out, so I just decided to leave him be rather than stress him out more. And the next morning when I checked for him, he was obviously the last one to come out because he wakes up last, and he's fine. But I've since removed the power head, so I don't know if that's a thing that can happen. Like, he's a strong swimmer, but I don't know. It's kind of a fluke.
So he got caught in the current from the power head and pushed?
I don't know. Like, I wasn't actually watching the tank at the time. I just kind of heard the impeller catch. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
like, I heard, like, it was almost like something went into it. And then I just looked over and I saw him, like, coming flying across the tank. And then he laid down, like, right there. Like, he was obviously shocked. And, but there was
Wow.
nothing obviously wrong with him. Later on, I noticed he had, like, just a couple missing scales. But the next morning, he was out swimming fine. But I don't know. It just kind of freaked me out because I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, that's especially the noise. If you heard that noise from across the room, yeah, he
Yeah.
must, I mean, he must have contacted something in there.
He must have, but like he wasn't like I always check my like I turn everything off when I feed, but I always check it to make sure when I turn it back on that there's like no fish in it, and
Mm-hmm.
it had been on for like a long time, so it was just like a cheapy kind of wave maker that I added to get rid of cyano. It was one of those
Mm-hmm.
sun ones, but so I don't know if he was just swimming by it and got like sucked into it or really what happened, but I've taken it out. The other one I have is like a high door one, so it has a lot like the sides on it are much smaller in that, but and it's
Yeah, the
lower
openings.
power.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of I thought he was a goner when I saw him come across the tank, and I was like, "Oh no, I've only had him a week," but he's totally fine. So I don't know. I don't. That was a weird experience, but he looks okay.
Wow, that's lucky. Oh, we have another suggestion for dinos. I Fletcher Wright. Hey, Fletcher Wright, welcome. I use Dr. Tim's refresh and waste away alone with 3-day blackout, dose nitrate, and phosphate. So there's another diatom or
Yeah, that's the
dino
second.
treatment.
That's the second. I saw like videos and people are using Dr. Tins and I think it's Mycobacter 7
Yeah,
in
yeah,
conjunction with the nitrates and phosphates.
right. Oh, hey, Reef Spy. Nice to see you. Producer Reef is here too. Welcome. Hi, Camaro Kid. Wow, we have lots of people in tonight I haven't seen for a while. Uh, Katia again. Hey, hey, you have a beautiful tank. That's for you, Taryn. Awesome. And there's poor white man. Hey, everybody. Cool. So, Taryn, you had that happen with your RAS. How are the corals doing? Anything new?
Um, Nothing's really new. They're all kind of doing good, but actually something funny happened. I had posted a video on Facebook like back in February when I started my tank in October. I started cycling it, and I think mid-November I started adding things, but in February I had posted a video of my tank, like super excited about my tank, and someone had just commented on it saying like, "Oh, I would move this," and then I just realized watching it the difference in my tank. Like my rocks were all white, my clownfish were
Oh,
tiny.
right. Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, my tank doesn't even look like that anymore. And I posted a video, but just it was so cool seeing the difference because like this hammer coral, that was one of my first things. It was super tiny. So it's just like exploded. So it was good to see, like, because you see it every day. It doesn't look like I'm like, oh, am I doing good? Are things growing? But then I was like,
Hmm.
okay, it's definitely like a huge difference.
That is so cool to be able to see that, and by accident, like you didn't even
By
go looking for
accident,
it. Yeah.
no. And then so
That's
then I was like, oh my gosh, yeah.
The
So
sticks are looking nice too.
yeah, they're doing really, really well. Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're growing. I know that for sure. Sorry. Um, and like my Bali Slimer, that's really growing and really fluffy.
hmm
That's just like a no name. The green one there is like a no name Acropora. Sorry, everything's blinded by the cabbage leather, but
Yeah, I used to have the same problem. I know exactly what happens there.
yeah, so and then the Miyagi tort I just realized is getting some growth and it's getting some on another side. And then I've had these acans. I got them from Candy Corals actually as a freebie. I've kind of struggled with acans in the past, but they actually seem like they're doing okay. They're not as
Nice.
puffy as Calypsos, um,
You
but
might
they're
want to
doing good.
you might want to consider bringing them down a little bit, maybe. Maybe
I
the
know.
intense light it's bothering them a little bit.
I thought I might do that as well. I was thinking about moving them down. And then my play coral's doing great.
That thing is beautiful.
I
Yeah.
know, I love it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's cool how it just like
Nice.
catches food when I feed the tank. It literally like its tentacles become sticky and it just catches everything. And even my
Tar
toadstool is cool.
looks good. Tar Heel Reefer is wondering what light you're using on this tank.
It's actually a retrofit. It's Steve's LEDs, so it's a kit you can purchase online, and it goes into the lid of the BioCube. So this is just a BioCube 29. So it fits
Right.
in like the little acrylic inside of it. Um, I'm running them quite low still. I'm running my blues at I think like 35 or 40% and my whites at like maybe 20. I can probably increase them, but um I don't know. Everything's been doing okay, so I'm always worried about adverse
Yeah.
effects.
It looks to me like you might have hit a sweet spot for your particular tank with those settings. So yeah, it's. I guess the thing is, if your acroporas start not looking like they're doing well, maybe it could be partly light, but they look
I
really good. So whatever you're doing, it looks to me like it's working.
The only thing that I noticed is that there's a little bit of shading that I just feel like I can't really get away from with this light on one
Hmm.
side of the corals, but other than that, I think everything's looking pretty decent.
Looks really good.
Thank
Johnny
you.
Martinez has a question for you, Oscar. He had dinos also. Now he's got hairy algae on the rocks. He's going to try the Dr. Tim's waste away. Do you think a 3-day blackout will harm the corals?
Uh, I wouldn't know what to say as far as that because I've never done one. I've heard about people doing it, and it depends on the coral. Like as far as SPS, some could take it, some can't.
Right.
So if you have like softies and maybe LPS, it might not be so bad. But for corals like Acropora that depend more on intense lighting, uh, I think it would be a little bit more harsh on them.
Right.
I did a 3-day blackout a while back because I got dinos after I treated my tank with ChemiClean for cyanobacteria, and I did a 3-day blackout, and I also added a UV sterilizer at the same time. And when I took off the cardboard after 3 days, the dinos were completely gone. All of my corals were fine, but honestly, I can't remember at the time what I had for SPS. I don't know if I had what I have now. I'd have to look back in my journal, but everything was fine when I opened it up.
Right. Yeah, Reef Keeper's talking about a 3-day blackout made some of his acros turn green, and it took a few months for color to come back, but nothing died. It's pretty common for people to do multiple day blackouts. And I don't think I've ever heard of anybody losing corals to lack of light. So yeah, it's one of those things. I guess, like you said, Oscar, it might depend on what type of coral you actually have.
Yeah. I'm running a green killing machine UV sterilizer as well in the tank. It's a
Yep.
small tank, so I'm using one that's rated for like 50 gallons or something like that. And
Yeah.
I guess that's why it hasn't gone so bad.
I had that
And
too, the green mean killing machine.
yeah. And poor white man, if you guys remember when he was talking about the algae that he had, he loaded up on cleanup crew, and he's just giving us an update. The new cleanup crew has done so much work, almost all the green hair algae is gone, and his corals are doing so well. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's wonderful.
Cleanup crew is like cows. They're going to eat the grass. So
Yep. Yep.
I
Yeah,
feel like,
there's.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say there's a lot of comments about blackouts in the chat right now, so people are talking about that, so that's good. Anyway, I'm sorry, Oscar. Go ahead.
What I was going to say is I feel that a lot of people don't consider cleanup crews or add the wrong amount. I think you should go with one critter per gallon. So just to eradicate
Yeah.
that algae.
Well, I will say in the update video after the fish death, I'll show some footage of my sea urchin that I got. And it's been in there for not quite 2 weeks. And I cannot believe the amount of area it has cleared on the rocks of algae. And the rocks, it looks like he's even taken some of the biofilm off because in some areas the rocks are white.
What is that on top of that? Is that a leather right there on the left? On the bottom left right there?
Um, right, this one here.
What is that, gonopore or something?
That's
Goni?
actually pipe organ,
Okay. And what is that green stuff on top of it?
GSP.
GSP?
Yeah.
No, the dark
This
green is what the darker green.
that one up there.
Is that algae on the bottom? The one you were just showing me? Right there.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
oh yeah.
yeah.
There's
That's
dark
a
green
ton.
fluffy stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a little bit of algae, but my actually I think it might be bryopsis, but my hermit crab, my scarlet hermit crab pretty much eats it away. I do take it out. It's just kind of stayed on that rock. It hasn't gotten too invasive. There's a little bit of algae growing in the pipe organ, but it's kind of difficult to remove because I don't know if you have a pipe organ, but it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like all these little sticks inside with the polyps attached to, so when you things get intertwined in it
Yeah,
easily.
I have
So
clove polyps are like that too. The fireworks clove polyps. It's kind of a similar growth habit, and I have algae deep down in mine that are in Mollywood. I've tried to get it out, and I just feel like I'm damaging all of the base where they're attached to the rock.
yeah, that's how I feel. Like I can sometimes pull some out and it will come out, but like some of it's pretty embedded. So I have added a couple more hermits to my crew, and they have kind of been keeping it under control a little bit, but that's pretty much, other than the bubble algae that I have, which is also kind of going away. that's all. I don't really have algae growing anywhere else, thank goodness. But
Hmm.
my hermit crab's in my sump because he was eating my SPS. But I kind of feel like I might get him out because I'm feeling bad for him, but I don't know if he's learned his lesson or not. Oh, emerald crab. It's an emerald crab, sorry.
Emerald crab, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, hey, Skinner JW. Welcome, and Stacy Williams is here. Um, Skinner has a question. Now, I don't know whether the chat can help with this, or you, Oscar, or Taryn. Hey guys, I found a digitate hydroid last night, plucked it out with tweezers. Any experience with these? There's so many kinds of hydroids. When I've seen them in my tanks, they come and go in cycles, and I found it's usually related to nutrients. So I don't know, Oscar. What about you? Have you seen
Uh,
anything like that?
no, no experience with that.
And what about you, Taryn? Have you seen any little sort of fan worm things or anything in your
No,
tank?
not yet. Nothing that I haven't. Like, I have a feather duster, but, like, I put that in
Yeah,
there, so no.
yeah. I think you must have really good control of your nutrients in this tank.
Well,
You know?
I
Does
test my
look nice.
alkalinity every day. I think that's kind of the main thing. And then I religiously do water changes every single week. I do probably like a 10 to 15% water change. So I, I don't know. I'm always just checking to make sure that everything's looking happy. I mean, I have lost a couple like that chalice that I had. I've moved it to a super low light area. It's still not doing great, but it's not. But other than that, I haven't really lost anything and things are growing. But I would say I put a lot of time into it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And chalices, when they're in, it takes a while sometimes for them to start growing. So if yours isn't retracting anymore, maybe it will come back. Maybe it'll just take its time.
My Recordia that I got a couple weeks ago, it left its spot and it's kind of hiding somewhere that's not visible, but I can kind of see it and I know it's doing okay, but it decided to go somewhere I can't see it. Like
Ugh, I
my
hate
rock
when they do
flower
that.
anemone.
Right. Robert Poorman says he's had hydroids and never known them to cause any issue. Um, they can sting fish, but I don't know. This thing looked like a worm, but it wasn't. Yeah, that's the thing about this hobby. It's like one of the reasons I can hardly wait to move to my daughter's house for the 6 weeks we're going to be living there once this house deal closes and wait for our new house to be ours. I'm really looking forward to looking in my reef at night with a flashlight. It has been months since I've been able to do that, and I want to see what's going on in there at night.
I always do that too.
I
Did
can't
you?
say I've done that every day. Probably once every 3 months, maybe.
Oh man, I find it so fascinating. I got a UV flashlight, and it's pretty amazing what that shows you too.
Cindy, how's your new fish? How's your new flame hawk and lawnmower blenny?
They're doing until I look back at some photographs, and he was not much bigger than this fish. The color on it is a little more orange than red. So I don't know if that's because it's a juvenile. Excuse me. And the Blenny, it's like every once in a while he comes out and he goes, I don't know if I can do this, but he goes like this and he swims over this way. And then he turns around and he swims over this way. And he keeps his eyes on you. It's hilarious.
They do have a lot of personality, that's for sure.
I was actually thinking of adding a green clown goby, but I'm not sure yet because I've heard that they have a symbiotic relationship with SPS like Acropora, but I've also heard that they can eat them. So I don't know if you guys have experience with that.
Oh, yes, they're assholes. They're little, tiny, gorgeous, cute, really annoying. When I had my 20-gallon reef, I had a green and a yellow clown goby, and the green guy was so cute. He would peek out from between the heads of the Duncan, and then he just started chowing down on the bird's nests that I had. And ultimately, I lost him to ick that came in on snails. But yeah, it was. I vowed right then I wasn't going to get another one as long as I had any SPS.
Okay, so that's a no from
Yeah.
you.
No from me, depending on what you want.
I do like the flame hawk. I had one in my 90 years ago, but
Yep.
it didn't last too long because the lawnmower Blenny was picking at him. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Wow.
I think they had like the same body type or whatever. Well, not literally, but they kind of look alike a little bit.
Yeah, well, the way they perch, they've got those front fins that are almost like little flippers or whatever.
Legs.
Yeah, they perch in places. Hey, Cue Ball's Reef and Alfie's Reef. Hello, you guys. Poor white man recently got a cheap Chinese light that's amazing. Got an LCD controller, day-night cycle, changes color. His chalice coral grew about 8 millimeters in 3 weeks. Wow. What's the name of it, poor white man? I'm just wondering if it's similar to the one that I just purchased. Okay, I say just, but I've had it for 3 weeks and I have not had time to put it on the left hand end of the temporary tank because my torches are slowly starting to decline because there is no light at that end of the tank. So I got just a little small square one to put on the edge of the tank and shine straight down. And it's like just a cheap Chinese. It also has an app for the phone. It's got a little controller, and it was like $100. So I wonder if that's a similar type that poor white man got.
See, now my plans are um, when I was telling you that I'm making some changes to the 29 gallon. I
Yep.
think I'm gonna buy two new lights.
Oh,
I think the one that Hector has, like the Pixies.
the Pixie 30, yeah. And
Yeah,
there's a Pixie 80 as well, a bigger one.
yeah, he told me about that. So I think I'm gonna put two Pixies on the 29
Yep.
because I think I'm gonna go a combination of softies and LPS.
Oh, cool.
So that's what I'm not gonna put any more acros in that tank. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my G5 Radions and I'm gonna put it in this tank. So
Neat. Well, I did see Mr. DKH pop into the studio. Um, so, Marco, maybe you can come back in. It looks like we lost you. Random LFS breed they made. They enter in competitions now and have won a bunch of times. Oh, that's cool. So maybe it's something that might come on the market. Full of coral. Wow. Yeah, things in Australia are quite a lot different than they are here in North America. Oh, there's Mr. DKH. Let's bring him in. Hey, Mr. DKH, how's it going?
Hello.
Very nice to meet you.
Same here. It's been a while. I've been wanting to do this for a little bit.
Cool, cool.
that's a nice little tank right there. What size
Yes.
is it?
This is a 40 breeder.
Sweet.
Let me pan it a little bit.
Love that arch.
Yeah,
I,
I had a mishap a while ago. A few weeks ago, I lost a bunch of corals. That arch was completely covered in SPS,
Oh,
and
no.
because I used to have a BioCube, and I upgraded to this. And I think my problem was that I had too clean of water,
Oh,
and it just wiped everything out. I lost like probably 12, 13 pieces.
Oh no.
And the everything in here was looking pretty sad. Like, as you can see, my candy canes don't look that great, even though they're probably going to sleep. Usually, this tank is in bed right now, but yeah, I mean, everything's coming back. It's looking pretty decent right now.
I think it looks nice.
Thank you.
and do you know what caused the problem that you had, or did
I
you?
think I well, I was battling dinos, like Oscar said.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was battling dinos. It was a low nutrient system, to begin with, and I put a bunch of SPS in there. Plus, I had a couple pieces from my nano, but I think it was the low nutrients that did it, and it just wiped everything out. The
That's
dinos,
too bad.
I went through the treatment process and stuff, and I used bacteria and bubble scrubbing. It helped, but it's looking better.
It's amazing how many times we kind of have to do a reset or start over in some way, isn't it? I just feel like I've been through so many big and little crashes, and it doesn't make me want to stop. Well, one almost did, but once I got over that part of it, I love it just as much as ever.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I've never had like I wouldn't call this a crash. I mean, it was a little mishap there. I should have dosed nutrients. I
Mm,
kind of, I was trying to figure out what was going on, and I mean, that's what made sense. I mean, I do a lot of testing, and I know my nutrients were low, and like I said, the tank is coming back. It's looking decent now.
nice. Oh, hey, Gabe's Reef Tampa. Nice to see you. True Skills 710. I've thought about joining y'all, but my tank looks like a junk right now. Don't let that stop you. We want to
Yeah,
see the real thing that's happening.
the good and the bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I see a little Royal
Anybody?
Brahma right there.
Yeah, he just popped out. Usually he's hiding or in bed. My Ras is asleep right now. The only one out is this clownfish and the little royal grandma. As you can see, right over here in that little hole is my algae blenny. That's his hiding spot.
Sweet.
And I only got 4 fish in here for now. It used to be just this guy. That's why my nutrients were so low. The clownfish.
Right?
That's all I needed for that little nano tank. But now, in this 40 breeder, I need a little bit more fish.
Yeah, it makes a difference, doesn't it? It's one of those chicken and egg things when starting a new tank. And I guess this is what I'm up against. What do I start with? Because I have a tank full of coral, but I want to move my fish first because it's good to have fish in the tank and then move coral in. So I don't know, I may end up putting in some of the new stock that I want, some of the fish I don't have right now. And
Yeah,
because it's so hard to catch them, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. Thinking about it, I have fish, but I don't think I have enough fish.
Yeah,
So
you need that bio load, man. Get fish first, and then put your corals in.
Yeah. It's Fishy Snowman. Hello, Fishy Snowman. Nice to see you. Wow, it's been a minute since we've seen you around the streams. It's awesome. Oh dear, Stacy Williams had her acrylic sump spring a leak. Had to remove it. Now just a storage box with a bucket. Wow. So
Well,
Stacy, what are you getting for a new sump then? We'll see what Stacy says. So, Mr. DKH, do you have plans to add back your SPS?
Oh yes, I'm actually going to do it in a few months, probably next year. Let this tank mature a little bit. Um, I want to give a big shout out to Calypso's Reef. He's hooking me up with a few pieces of a few frags.
Nice.
Uh, so, because I live in Massachusetts, he lives in Connecticut, so we're about an hour away. So, but the SPS next year. Let this tank mature, and then I'll load it up again. Hopefully, it'll work this time.
Yeah. Yeah, every time something happens, it adds to the list of things you got to watch out for, right?
Yeah. Right now, I got a little algae going on here, a little hair algae, and I put some macro algae in the tank, in the display. They're in the back. See if that'll work. If not, I'll fire up the algae scrubber.
if not, you could get yourself a little more cleanup crew. That should clear it up pretty good.
Well,
And that-
the clean. I got a bunch of turbo snails and the I forget the name of the other ones.
hermit crabs.
No, no crabs allowed in my tank. No, I had those in my nano tank, and they were destroying some of my corals.
Ooh.
Yeah, I do have one. I'm going to be honest with you. He's around here somewhere, but that I'll stick with him. But they really do a bad. They destroyed my stylos that I had before, so I'll stick with snails. Snails and fish, they do the job.
I have a bunch. They're always on my frag plugs.
Yeah, I mean, I also had a hermit, an emerald crab. He was the worst.
Hmm. Hey, Marco, Calypso's Reefs is asking. He says, "Love that yellow coral. What type is it?" So, Hector, do you mean the one over at the right? Did I miss that?
This guy right here, or
I don't know. We'll see what Hector says.
that one's orange.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
This
I was
is
wondering about the Goniopora on the left there.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
That's a
green
guy.
though, right?
Yep.
But it's green.
But if he's talking about this is Recordia, and it was a big piece which died off, and this little piece was left, and it's been growing. I put him
Nice.
on a rock there.
And this large coral colony over on the left, is that one of those cristata torches or is it a hammer?
This one right there, and then,
Yeah, the big one on the far left there.
oh that right there, those are branching hammers.
Oh, okay.
Just a bunch of them there.
Looking nice.
That's a real big colony.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it started off with like 3, and they've been it's been going crazy. They did very well in my nano tank. Again, when I had that whole mishap happen, they were all I thought I was going to lose all my like the dunk in here, and all my hammers were looking all retreated inside their skeleton. Even
Ugh.
my Dunkins were looking awful. But, in the last week, I think in the last couple of weeks, everything's been, doing very well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, PR Fish Girl. At work, but wanted to stop and say hi. Hi, I hope you're doing well. And we have Gary Santos. Nice of you to come by, Gary. Who else came in? I thought I saw a couple other people come in. Lots of going on in the chat tonight. This is nice. And poor white man says, my SPS died when I went on holiday. His makeshift calc doser died for 3 weeks without water changes. Never leaving my sister in charge of my tank. Oh, that's devastating.
I've been through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that is a real nice setup.
Yeah, the 40 breeder seems to be a really nice size, the footprint of it. So Hector, did you mean the coral that we're looking at on the far right just now, the yellow that's above the red mushrooms? They kind of look like pallies.
These things right here.
Yeah.
These are supposed to be candy canes.
Oh, okay.
But they look awful. That's the effects from what I was talking about earlier. They're just little dots right now. They look awful.
Hi, Fletcher Wright. I'm just cruising through the chat so that I can... Gary, who's Gary? Gary Santos. Oh, cool. So Benny invited Gary. Gary's here, so I'm going to put the banner up with my email. So if anybody wants the studio link, there it is. And if you send me an email, I'll keep an eye on it. And I can send you the link, and you can pop in and ask your questions.
Or get in like me every week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It's you guys are, it's wonderful that you help entertain everybody, because otherwise it would just be me and the stream would not be very long.
You're a wonderful host.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Paul R. I'm here. Paul, I saw your comment about your hammers still not opening fully. So I wonder if it's something, if you feel like coming in the studio and you can show us if you have lights on in your tank, or I don't know where you are in the world, if it's still daylight there, or maybe next week see how it is and come on in and see if there's something somebody can spot. Oh, Taryn. We got Taryn again.
I'm gonna feed my fish here real quick.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna be able to hear you because I'm gonna take my headphones off. So I'll be right back.
I'll just mute your mic. There we go. Fletcher Wright, hi. How are you doing tonight, Reef Girl? Pretty good, thanks, Fletcher. I've had a crazy week. And I did not go over to the tank today, but I've been spying on it with the Wise Cam. And, oh, we lost Taryn now. Let me try this. There we go. Now she's back. I'll just mute the mic. Yeah, so I can hardly wait until I'm actually moved and living where my reef tank is. And I've had shenanigans with the skimmer because I bought an eShops PSK-100H. It was doing great until it started pulling water straight out of the tank and overflowing it. And of course I'm not there, so it's a big huge surprise to find water all over the floor. It happened 4 times in the space of a week. It looks like it's running fine, so you go away and leave it and come back, and randomly it just goes crazy. So I don't know what the deal is. I did a whole bunch of reading, and it turns out to be a very common problem. People have gone to great lengths to try and avoid it, and I'm returning it because I'm not going to spend all kinds of hours and experiment with something that should work on break-in. It requires a break-in period. I get that. It's a skimmer, but what it was doing was just ridiculous. So yeah, so that took a lot of my time this week, and now I'm cleaning it all up so that it will be spotless, and having good luck with that. It's looking great. So that's going to get returned. Another benefit of buying things from Amazon. Um, so yeah, that was all consuming this week. Plus, I did get a new addition to the tank.
Wait, I gotta tell you something.
Later.
Later. Oh, cool. Oh, Paul R. says he's going to send an email of his hammer. All right. I'll watch for that, Paul. And there we go. I'll watch for your email, Paul, and I'll try and download the picture and put it up here so everybody can see it. What else we got going on? Nope. There's Taryn back. Hey, Taryn, are you there again?
Sorry, yeah, I don't know. My internet just cut out or something. I'm back though.
Okay. Gary, you there? Okay. Sorry for the fish loss. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But I have added the blenny, the hawkfish, and one more fish, which you guys can all find out what that is if you watch right to the end of my reminder video, or you can wait until I put the video out later this week, because that fish was a very special gift, and I'll be talking a little bit about that.
I'm definitely gonna go back to watch that.
I'm new to coral, so don't judge me. Oh man, no way. No one would ever judge you. At least not out loud. Yeah, no judgment. Like seriously, if it's the way I look at it, when you've been doing this for a while, you go through a lot of stuff. And that's what I meant earlier when I said just one more thing to add to the list of stuff to watch out for. But you never know. Somebody sometimes might come along with a problem that you've never had before, and then you get to learn something from maybe someone else who has had that problem and can help solve it. So, I mean, that's how I look at all of this. It's what makes me come back again and again to the hobby. It's so challenging. Oscar, I'm just looking at the fish behind you. So, how many fish do you have in there now? Oh.
There we go.
Sorry about that. That was my fault.
I was over here spilling everything, and you weren't
I'm
even
sorry.
hearing me. So how many fish do I
Yeah.
have? Is that your question? Well, I have the 2 clowns, the 2 wrasses, and the naso tang.
Right. How's the naso doing?
So I got the naso's doing pretty good. It's fattening up
Nice.
because it eats like a little pig. I did lose the engineer goby.
Oh.
Yeah, I found out a couple of days ago. I didn't even know. I noticed it wasn't coming out to eat, and then I saw a bunch of snails and hermit crabs in his little cubby hole. So I said,
Oh,
"Well,
dear.
he's a goner. I'll get
Are they
another one."
Are they hard to keep?
No, they burrow into the sand and just come out, eat, and go back in. But they are really nice once they're full grown. Like the
Yeah.
patterns on them change. Like when they're juveniles, it's a straight line from its mouth all the way to his tail.
Wow.
And once it starts growing up, it's kind of like more like a zigzag type of pattern.
Oh, cool.
So they grow up to be real nice.
Nice.
I'll get another one though.
Yeah,
I'm kind of debating on what fish to put in my tank next. I
mm,
do want to get more wrasses because I just think they're awesome as far
yeah,
as keeping the rocks clean from pests and all that stuff. So I want fish that are gonna have a purpose in my tank, not
yeah,
just one that's gonna be swimming around looking at me waiting for
yeah.
food.
Well, I have to say the only reason I have a hawkfish is because they make me smile. He
They
doesn't really
have
serve a purpose.
well they have personality. That's what I like about them. They
Yeah, for
stand on
sure.
the rocks and look at you like, are you gonna feed me?
Yeah, that's right. Like, what are you doing now? And their eyes go, yeah, they're just their eyes move. It's hilarious.
I've heard they could swallow a whole hermit crab and spit it out.
Yep.
Is that true?
Mine I've never observed him going after anything. Well, I'm talking about Armando, but I firmly believe he decapitated one of my cleaner shrimp. I had a trio of 3 cleaner shrimp in the Red Sea XL425 very early on, and I can't remember what other fish I just added at that point. But between the two of them, I'm pretty sure they decapitated one of the 3 cleaner shrimp. Um, but I never saw it happen. So who
Oh,
knows?
that's why I don't have any
Yeah.
cleaner strips in here because I
Yeah.
got well. I'm planning on having more um, wrasses in there, so that wouldn't be
Yeah.
fun for him. Oh, and I forgot the cleaner wrasse, so I have 3 wrasses.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I got the cleaner wrasse, I got the yellow chorus wrasse, and the red face saloon fairy wrasse.
Yeah. Nice. So you're starting to build the collection?
Yes,
That's
my
good.
I'm gonna wait till the end till I have more coral to get a leopard wrasse.
Yeah. Whoops. I went to unmute Marco there. AZ Reefer is here. Hello. It's been a while since we've seen you. And Jonas Downeravicius. Hello, everyone. I'm enjoying the live stream while doing drywall. Trying to get the playroom into a classroom for 3 young ones starting Tuesday. Love the stream, makes drywall go faster.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's got to be a big undertaking.
That's what I do whenever I'm water testing or doing something that has to do with my tank. I'm always looking at videos and
Yeah,
catching up on the streams that I've missed.
me too. I love videos I can listen to while I'm doing other things. Poor white man says, that clown is so big, Mr. DKH. I got my clowns when they only had 2 bands, and now they're around 2 centimeters long. They're still so tiny. Wow, 2 centimeters. Yeah, that's around an inch.
Yeah,
That's
this clown I think killed an anemone I had because he was too big.
oh,
Uh, like it loved it to death, literally.
wow.
So I got another nem in a little cup there. Let him grow out so he could have another buddy.
Is that a black clownfish?
Yep.
Okay. It kind of looks like a maroon clownfish if you look at him well.
It is really big for an ocellaris. It looks big to me.
Yeah, he's been with me about 2.5 years, I believe, and he eats a lot, or she, I should say, because the thing is huge, and it's supposed to be females. It's supposed to be the bigger one. So
Yeah. Yeah, my
Yeah.
pair, Sunny and Cher. Cher was definitely, she was about twice as big as Sunny.
You plan on getting a clownfish for that one? It'll probably have to be at least half his size or something.
yeah. That's matter of fact. In a couple of weeks, I think I'm gonna get a mate or try to try it and see what happens.
Hey, Diacanthus Reef, welcome. Andromedy is here, eating chinquillas and trying to stay cool. Nice.
I thought this
Who else we
clownfish was
got?
gonna be aggressive towards the other fish I put in the tank, But she did very well. She didn't go after nobody because she had the tank all by herself for a long
Hmm.
time. When I introduced the other clownfish, I got a little box I'll put in here so they can just smell each other, look at each other.
Hmm.
Get before I actually you know introduce them.
And aren't they among the more or the less aggressive types, the Ocellaris? Mine were always really gentle, well, unless they had eggs. And my Tomini Tang always kept harassing them and got nipped a lot. But other than that, the only time I ever got bit was when they had eggs and I got too close with whatever I was doing in the tank. They would just kind of watch what I was doing and just stay away. So I don't know. I always think of them as less aggressive than other types.
I think this one's never given me a problem. I stick my hand in there, every once in a while, and she'll just look at me and, I mean, really won't go at my hand or anything. But I'm just going from what my LFS told me about, the clownfish. Try to
Mm-hmm.
separate them at first, or and I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll try
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But this particular clownfish is not. I don't think she's aggressive.
Mine are fearless. They go up to my hand and always eat. So it's not like they nip in my fingers. They just looking for food.
Yeah, I do that with that one. She'll go up and I could feed her by hand if I want to. The other ones, forget it. They don't want nothing to do with me.
Hmm.
Like this little royal grandma here. That little guy is mean, but it's scaredy cat though.
See, I never knew royal grandmas were mean.
Oh yeah.
I've had one off and on. I think I've had three over the years, and I never noticed them going after other fish.
Well,
So I don't know.
this royal grandma, he's the tiniest one in here, so he's got to defend himself.
I got one in my 29 gallon. It's probably about 3 times the size your royal grandma.
Oh, that's right. You've got the monster grandma.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the monster grandma. I got baby grandma then.
and he's real fat too.
Nice.
Yeah,
I was
these fish
thinking
in
about.
here, they eat pretty well. They're always, especially the wrasse and the blenny, they're always looking for stuff. Because I got a bunch of pods in here, and the wrasse loves to go after those. And the blenny is just munching on all the algae and stuff. I mean, their gut sticks out.
Nice. What do we got? People are talking about where they're from.
My
Oh,
lights
hey,
are starting to go down. Go ahead, Cindy.
well, I was just gonna say maybe what time is it? Just after 10. We've been going for an hour, so it's quiet. Maybe it's time for my grandson picture. What do you think?
Put it on there.
Put it on
Go
there.
for
Okay.
it.
This is yesterday, and they're at a cottage for the long weekend. Oh, there's Hector. Let me show you this picture of him first. Look at
Oh
him.
yeah. God bless him.
Oh wow. I'm such a, you know what? Yeah. I did not understand this whole grandma love thing until it happened to me, and man is it powerful.
Well, I
And
don't
I
have
really
grandkids yet. I don't have any grandkids yet. I'm
but
close.
I'm trying, like, I try not to say to people within 5 minutes of meeting them, "You want to see a picture of my grandson?" No, but like you guys indulge me once a week, so I appreciate that.
It's
But
always
man,
fun.
he's growing so fast, and he's so much fun.
He's always
So
happy
anyway,
too. You can notice in the pictures, he's always
hey,
laughing.
we've tried, all of us have tried to get a picture of him when he's mad. It does happen, but so infrequently, and it does not last long enough to get the picture of the double pout. He does. Every once in a while he does get mad, but most of the time he's such a happy kid. It's great for my daughter and her husband because, being their first baby and all, it's wonderful. Thanks everybody in the chat. Thanks for looking. Thanks for putting up with me. Oh, hey, Jake Jones. Can anyone see this? Taps on glass. Don't know. Don't know what you mean. That's kind of like me when I say I'm going to point at something with my mouse, which I'm doing right now. I'm pointing at Oscar's name. But you can't see it. Okay, let's bring Hector in because he's always got colorful stuff going on. Hey,
Hello.
Hector.
What's up,
How are
Hector?
you?
Hi, Oscar. Mr. DKH.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Not much. Not much going on. About to feed the fish, too.
I fed mine at least 4 times today.
Yeah. Yeah, I was supposed to meet with Mr. DKH today, man. I couldn't make it today, but we definitely will meet tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. No problem.
Yeah.
I wish I could drive up there if it wasn't like 12 hours away.
Oh, that's nothing. That's I've gone. I've done a lot more driving than that.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
So,
I
relaxed
see.
day today.
We had a question from Jake Jones. I'm sorry, Jake, I didn't see your question before. And maybe you guys can help him out. From Florida, planted tanker, thinking about starting a reef with a 29. He's going to bust out the bottom, put an overflow, a 20-liter sump refugium under. 20-liter, 20-gallon maybe. And then he asked a question again. No saltwater experience. What would you recommend? LPS, SPS, or... So if you guys were going to start, or thinking back to when you started a tank, how did you start? Okay, 20 long sump.
I hit my back, Dad.
To be honest, if he's not familiar with dosing any like 2-part Kalkwasser, I would start with softies first, just as a startup, and then upgrade from that once he starts learning.
Yeah.
Because it does take a learning curve,
Yep.
Yeah, softies and LP, some LPS like
Yep.
Hammers and Duncans. Those are easy. Mushrooms, forget that they just multiply like crazy. Maybe Acans, those are easy.
But I'd probably say read a lot.
Yeah.
Get a lot of, do a lot of research. And go by with somebody who you could see that his tank is doing good. Maybe get a mentor or something.
Yeah, there's plenty of videos on YouTube. He can watch a bunch of them and emulate somebody's tank, like you said.
Yep. Yeah, it gets crazy at the beginning, but at the end, everything pays off.
Yeah, look at Hector's tanks. He could follow you.
Well, my video, they don't explain much, but you can always message me. I can help. Anything I can help, I'm always here.
That's true.
That's the thing about this community. I mean, I'm just blown away by how helpful everybody always is. And I didn't find out about YouTube and about all of the reefing stuff on YouTube until like 2016. So I've been doing it for like a lot of years before I realized that all of this was out here. And
Me
it's
three.
amazing.
Me three. Yeah.
Me four.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I did couple years, and then I said, you know what? Let me check videos because people gotta have videos about it, and boop, there we go.
Well,
And now that's-
at the time that I started, sorry, Cindy.
No, go ahead.
I wasn't able to look up anything on YouTube because all I had was a little flip phone. So.
You know what, Oscar? You're right. And it is a lot more clunky to have to sit down at a desk at a computer
Mm-hmm.
to get onto YouTube. I rarely use a computer to watch stuff on YouTube.
No. No, back then it was hard. It was hard with those flip phones. It was just hard. You gotta wait for the video to upload or whatever, and then just start buffering, and you gotta wait. It
Yep,
was
yep,
bad. It was bad. Oh man.
yes. Hey, David G, nice to see you. All right, so Paul R has sent an email with a picture of his hammer, so I'm going to try and upload it right now and show you guys what it looks like. So let me see.
Try doing that 10 years ago, where you
I
had that,
know.
where you had dial-up internet.
Uh-huh.
You gotta wait
Exactly.
like an hour to download the picture.
Yep.
I think more like 2 days.
It's a little bit blue.
You know what? It doesn't look bad to me. I mean, hammers are different types, just like torches, just like any euphilia, and maybe the hammer that you have is a more compact type.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you think, you guys? Like, the hammer that I lost in my giant crash had about 18 or 19 heads on it.
Wow.
And it was probably the size smaller than my Duncan, let's say. Each head was really compact, but when it started growing out into a colony, it just filled right in.
So how long has he had this hammer?
Oh, let me
Is
look
it a
at email.
branching hammer or wall hammer?
It looks like a branching. Maybe I don't know. Because the wall hammers, I think the polyps are a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a branching hammer.
I'm just reading Click Clacks. My first YouTube video took 15 hours to upload. Oh man, that's crazy. Wow.
See, my hammers look more or less like that after that incident.
Yeah.
So because they puff out a lot more, but right now they're currently looking somewhat like that. But they're doing better.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, it doesn't look unhappy to me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Look good.
So maybe it's just the type of hammer that it is. I mean, unless Paul R, maybe it was bigger and fluffier when you saw it in the LFS.
Yeah.
You guys got to
when
get
you
used to
bought
the
it.
lighting. Maybe
Yeah.
water parameters are probably a little off.
Flow. Check the flow.
Yep.
The position of the hammer.
Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
interesting.
Mine is a little closed up right now due to the dyno situation, but my Duncans were closed as well. But today, I noticed that they're doing much better. So something they're good indicator coral. So something must be getting better.
Yep. Yeah, I would say if it looked different in your LFS when you bought it, maybe get some idea of what their parameters are. And, if you keep your alk at around 8 and they have theirs at around 9, or if your magnesium is 1250 and they have theirs at 1400, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe and even if it's still adjusting to your tank, just adjusting parameters a little bit slowly, maybe that would help.
Yeah, I'll always check alkalinity from the LFS. It's a habit.
Yeah, lighting has to do because depending how high or low that particular hammer was at the LFS, and then if you don't do the same in your tank, if you put it way up high, that could cause some problems as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, True Skills, I got your email, and right now I'm emailing it to myself because I have to reduce the size of it. Okay. The StreamYard program only allows up to 2 megs for photographs, so yours came in at around 3.5. So we'll just make it smaller and then we'll put it up there. Poor white man, I'm watching this with my 2-year-old niece. She likes the tank that's on the screen.
Oh, thank you.
That'll be Hector with all the colors. It's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
he's got the Skittles.
Yeah.
Man, it's a work in progress. You know, I lost one coral from yesterday to today. I don't know exactly what happened.
Oh no.
My green acan, this little one right here, right in the spot.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
half of it just went away. I don't know why. I check everything. Everything looked good. So,
Did you get the cut? The part you said you were gonna cut today?
nah, I left it
No.
like that. Yeah, because I mean, it's in December and the hermit crab be crawling all over it. So probably that's why. I mean, nothing else is doing the same thing. And it was RTN because that was from yesterday to today. So like half of it is just gone. The rest look good. So what exactly happened there? I saw a hermit crab eating something from there. So that was strange to see. But yeah, everything else is good. Just happy the few things are coloring up really nice.
So we have a question from Gary Santos. Gary, I did get your email, and I don't know. Let me check here. I'm just looking for a question, but here's what Gary has. This is Benny's friend. Gary says, I'm a greenhorn in the reef hobby. I need all the help I can get. He has a 65-gallon Marineland glass with 2 Kessel A160WE, an AquaClear hang on the back 110, and 3 Aqueon power heads. He's got multiple colonies of Kenya trees, hammers, candy canes, GSP, zinnias, zoos, goni, some monty, some mushrooms, a couple small rainbow anemones, a bird's nest, and an elegance. So that sounds like a really good variety. Like that's a good mixed reef. And if you're running that successfully with a hang-on back filter, I think you're doing pretty good.
Yep.
Oh, Robert Poorman is asking for a tank tour, Hector.
Oh, okay.
So why don't we do that while we're waiting for some of these emails to come in?
So this is my nano. It's a 14 gallons Aqueon, I think it was. Just try to keep it, easy stuff to keep. My Aiken colonies, my Zoa arch, my branching hammer, Benny's anemone. Love that joint. Beautiful, beautiful anemone. Look
Very
at that.
nice.
Yeah, that was the baby one, and now I think it's bigger than the mother now.
You don't have a
I don't
clown in
think-
there, do you, Hector?
No clown in this one. My SPS on top, they growing like crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, they just going nuts right now. Probably the water change every week I'm doing now. I haven't stopped doing it, so this is the Aiken, the half of it's dead now. It's still there, so everything else I just fed them, so a little bit closed up right now. I guess digesting what I fed them. I fed them to the branch room and fish eggs. That's what I did today for them. Yeah. So, and then my 40 breeder, Peninsula style. This is my newest one. Just watching things grow and coloring up. Like this one right here, it was brown when I got it, and now it's showing nice colors. My Walt Disney is amazing. Look at it
Yeah.
with two hermit bodies in there, but it still got the two pilots alive, so it's gonna stay there. This is
Yeah.
for Mr. DKH right here.
Oh,
Sweet.
Yeah, and I got more stuff, but they're gonna be a surprise.
all
I did this
right.
new frag right here. I didn't
Is that
have more of that one, but that's the Blue Eye Blondies, I think it is.
nice?
So,
Yep. That's what they are.
right? Yeah. So, but I got you more stuff. You see.
Man, I appreciate everything you're doing.
Nah, no problem, brother. No problem. I'm trying to craft these two Digimontes back there. Let's see what happened. They piss at each other right now. They touching, so we'll see. But yeah, this is my joy right now. Just watching a grove and see things how they doing and what's working, what not working. First time having a peninsula style tank, so
A lot of eye candy.
Wow.
Well, that's Skittles right there.
yeah, they doing really good. Like I'm using this joint. It was my boy Straight Reefer told me about it, and
Oh.
it just helping the zoas like crazy. They just went bananas with it. So I think it's
What?
Is
What
that like
is
five
that,
micro
magnesium?
microfood or
um
something?
strontium and molybdenum. However you say that word.
Oh,
Mo-
strontium
mol-
and molybdenum. Yep.
yep, yep, and
Okay.
it's working amazing, amazing. Just read the instruction and just try and see. I also like I would say every 2 3 weeks I do like 5 drops of this. This is your regular iodine from the pharmacy store, so that helps the zoas too. And
You
this
know, I
is
just
my
started that.
yeah the iodine.
Yep.
Yeah, just don't go crazy with it. Like they don't sell that many test kits for it, so
Yeah.
I did. I started doing it, and when I did my ICP test, it came back high. So that's why I'm doing it now every 3 weeks or even sometimes longer.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah, because they say it works. It works good, but if you basically put too much, then you'll have bad results instead of good ones. So,
Yep.
Yeah,
but
iodine is
some
one of
things
those really hard ones.
yeah, yeah. Some things like this was right here, they were doing bad and they started to come back. Once I started using the Kent product, so that was a good sign. Like they were almost gone, almost gone, and now they coming back. What else? These ones are coming back also slowly, but they still piss. They don't want to open that much.
Hmm.
And I think this challenge, I think that's what it is. I think this is the one that killed that Aiken because it was touching it. So that's probably what happened.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever looked at it after dark, Hector, and seen if it
Nope.
has sweepers? Oh, yeah. Take a look after dark. They get sweepers like you can't believe.
Yeah. So I had it right here. So that's why it's not here no longer no more.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what happened. Yeah, because I like nothing else is dying. So I
Yep.
think that's basically what caused that aching, and it's one of my favorite. Believe it or not, I know it's green, and a lot of people once they know about all the colors, not green, they go for those colors. But on the aching, just green is I've never seen them before. So or they
Nice.
not that popular out there like green achens only.
Yep. Oh, hey, ATF in the house. Welcome tonight. And Marcus's Reef. I'm late but here. Glad you're here, Marcus. What else have we got? I did get a picture of True Skills Reef. Let me see if I can get this loaded. Okay, so this is True Skills full tank shot. Look at that.
Oh, nice. Love nanos.
That is cool.
Has
That
a
is
white
really and,
background.
yeah, and I like the white plumbing you've got in there too, the nozzles. That is cool. And the black and white sand.
You know, when I brought the nanos up here, that's exactly what I was gonna do. Like a frosted white, the frosted paint on the back. I did it,
Yep.
but then
That's
I
going to
did
take a
like
lot.
it. Yeah, I did like it, but at the same time, made the tank look like a freshwater saltwater tank, and they're not liking it. So I ended up scraping the paint and painted it black again.
It's going to take a lot of determination to clean that tank. Keep it clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'd have to keep it clean or you completely lose the effect of it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Unless, he's using it to grow the Caroline algae in the bag, that it will grow like super fast. Because of the white, the reflection of the light is going to help a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that is cool, True Skills. Thank you for sharing that.
Yep.
Let's see where he is. Jake Jones, is there a way to post my tank pic? Jake, if you send me an email at reefgrrl@gmail.com with a picture, then I can put it on the screen via the stream service.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to do that, then that's great. I'll put it
Yeah.
up here. That's
Come
what
on, send some pictures.
Yeah, exactly. Reefer features, right?
Yep.
I have a whole bunch of pictures from ATF in the house, and I
Nice.
want to put them together like in a video. And
Yep.
this is going back to March, pre-COVID, pretty much.
Wow.
And I still need to work on how to get a proper video on here.
Okay.
It's a crazy thing. I might have to use different software.
You
So
want to
that's
do while the
cool.
live stream is going live, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I remember I sent you a few of my nano tank a while ago. It was a while ago.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I finally learned how to get them in here and what the limits are for sizes and all that kind of thing. So, what the fish at the top? Oh, fish at the top. Straight reefer, do you mean True Skills? Oh yeah, this white fish that I'm pointing at with my mouse.
Yeah. That's a chromis.
Is it a chromis? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool. The background will give it a white look.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's reflecting.
It kind of looks like a puffer to me. I don't know, puffer or boxfish or something. The top
Yeah, it's
one on
hard
the
to
right.
say. Let's see if he answers this in the chat. Okay, yeah, Reef Spy is also wondering if it's a chromis. Oh, Alfie's Reef. I think this is a really good suggestion, actually. Jake Jones, who wants to switch to start a saltwater, watch the BRS TV 52 Weeks of Reefing. You know, I've been watching that because with the build coming up, there could be new things that I know nothing about. There's lots I know nothing about, but I found it really entertaining and really interesting. And you might not always agree with what they say, but their point of view comes from experience. So
and they tackle all the angles. You know, not only one way. They go everywhere. So,
but they do have one video after that series is done. Out of the mistakes that they made on that tank that they wouldn't do again.
Yep.
So you might want to watch that one as well.
Right,
Yep.
right.
Yeah. Oh, and we have another tank. This is
Voila.
Alfie's Reef.
Holy cow.
Look at this.
Nice.
Holy cow.
This is-
Hold on. Let me take my tank out of the picture. Holy. Wow. What a beauty.
This is Alfie from the UK. Here's a little picture of my tank. I don't think you've seen it. I'm always working, and as I'm in the UK, chances are you won't get to see it live. Stay well. Well, this is gorgeous, Alfie.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's the secret sauce? What is it?
Yeah, yeah. I think this tank has a story. I think we need to hear the story.
Yep. Yep.
I want my tank to look like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing. Just amazing.
It is. And it's
There's
a
so
mixed
much-
reef.
Yep.
So much going on.
It looks like a 75 gallon. What do you think? I'm just looking at the
Mhm.
size of the fox
Yeah,
face.
Yep. Yep.
There's a firefish down on the left.
Naked clowns.
Convict tang.
I see Zoas growing on SPS over there in the middle.
Actually, not a convict tang. I think that's some type of wrasse, the striped one. Like, look at the shape of his
No.
body and his tail.
Yeah. But it look
I
like
can't tell.
Kind of look like a convict thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it does, but I can't really tell. I'm not good with the tangs. Oh, and the little anthias over on the right, the orange one. Cleaner wrasse. Wow.
It's kind of like find a fish.
They blend.
And there's even a frag rack at the back there. Holy smokes. That is beautiful.
Oh, look at that clown on the bottom in the frog spawn. 2 of them.
Yeah.
They camouflage.
And the firefish, I think.
Yep,
on the
down
bottom left. Yeah.
The purple fire.
Yeah, it's the purple. Yeah.
Oh, look at the butterfly fish. In the
Where?
corner. In the corner. That's what it
Oh,
looked like. Like
a copper band.
Yeah.
Yeah, down the right. Down on the right. He's kind of on an angle.
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh.
I can't tell.
Oh,
I can't tell.
bet you guys can find the pistol shrimp.
Oh, I saw him. Where did I see him? I know I
Oh.
did.
So here we go. Alfie says, thank you. It is beautiful. It's
It is.
150 gallons.
Oh, wow. Oh, so that
So-
fish got to be huge.
Yep.
That's a big fox face then.
Yep. 60 by 24 by 24. Wow, that is really nice. It is a convict tang.
It is.
Oh,
oh,
no,
not
yeah,
a
no, it a convict. I think he means it is a convict tang.
Oh, okay.
They lay eggs on the frog spawn. That's the
Oh,
clowns, I'm
wow.
assuming.
That's cool.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
That's
wow.
pretty.
That's a beauty.
That is amazing.
Really nice. This makes me really want, be motivated to have a live stream maybe on a Sunday afternoon so we can pick up some of these other time zones and see some of these live without it being in the middle of the night for people in Europe.
Yep. Wow.
And look at those hammers on the right and octospawn in the middle there and frog spawn and holy smokes.
It's amazing.
The green and purple stylophoras, the Montes. It's a work of art. Beautiful. Wow. That is awesome.
Beauty, beauty, beauty.
Well, thank you, Alfie, for showing us that. That is wonderful to see.
Oh, come on, look at mine.
Well, there's
It's
a
naked.
question. There's a question from Marcus's Reef about aquascaping. So, when it comes to rock work, what is the least everyone would go with dry rock in pounds per gallon? And in the chat, they're talking about sort of the way things have changed. It used to be always a pound per gallon, but now people use less. It's true.
Yes, yeah.
Far fewer people use the giant wall of rock
Yeah.
idea.
Now it's less rock and more biomedia.
Yeah,
Back then it was
And-
a lot of rock and no biomedia.
yeah. And Robert Poorman, I think you're right. Now it's more consideration for the negative space compared to the pounds of live rock, old time rule. Yeah, I don't know. When I think of it, there's other considerations like flow. You have to make sure it's open enough for flow. And I love having places in the tank that you can't see unless you're looking from a certain angle. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
those little kind of hidden areas.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
It's a little more natural.
in the old days when they would talk about pounds per gallon, they were mostly talking about live rock, not dry rock.
Yeah. Oh, and we have a couple pictures from Gary Santos. I'll get those on once I catch up with the chat a little bit because we have more people coming in. Alfie's Reef. Everybody loves your reef. It's awesome. Ugly Man's Reefing. Hello. Lunchtime here in Australia, so good time for us. Okay.
Nice.
I want to look at time zones all over the world and pick something that would work for people that I know have participated or maybe have commented on videos from different areas. Hey,
Yeah.
Call Me Nemo. All right.
My tank is
yeah.
blue.
So yeah, aquascaping. I have all kinds of what am I looking at here? I have all kinds of small pieces of rock, and I am going to be gluing those small pieces of rock together to make bigger pieces of rock in shapes.
Yep.
And I'm not planning to use any of the man-made rock because as much as I love the shapes of it,
Yeah.
I'm concerned that it's not very porous. So if I do use some, it won't be very much. It might be if there's something very specific that I'm trying to achieve and that's the only way I can achieve it, then yep, I might do that. But I've just noticed in Mollywood it has taken well over a year for things to actually start encrusting on that rock.
Oh,
and
wow.
I just think the porosity just isn't there. But then
Yeah.
maybe that doesn't matter. You know, maybe
Yeah.
it's one of those things where, with the use of biomedia, like you said,
Yeah.
you know,
I think that the rock that they doing now is what's causing a lot of tanks, like those algae blooms or those crazy algae. It's something in that rock that is, because there's a lot of people going through all that like turf algae and all that crazy algae.
Me.
I always buy the same rock, that carrot seed rock. That's the only one I use.
yeah.
And if I need smaller pieces, I just break it in little pieces and glue it together. I make my own shapes.
Yeah, that's what I did basically.
Yeah.
The way I made this rock with all the arches and the overhangs and all that stuff.
That's what I did. My arch. That's like 3 pieces. I just glued together. I broke some up and
So we have a couple pictures now from Gary Santos, and he's the guy that has a 65-gallon with the hang on back. There's one.
Nice.
This looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
I can see on the left there. I don't know if those are candy canes or
Yeah.
or what. They kind of look like the stems are really long. I don't know.
Yeah, they look. Yeah, trumpets. That's what they look like.
Yeah,
Trumpets.
yeah, yeah. They kind of look a little bit closed up,
Yeah.
but then maybe it's the time
See a
of day.
powder tang in there. Nice. Is that a powder? Yeah.
A powder brown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a second picture here that
Okay,
is a
there you
bit
go.
of a close up. I love the powder browns. They're beautiful.
Mhm.
Yep. If they were Nick magnets, I would love to have
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, and it looks in this picture like the GSP is a bit closed up. So Gary, are you running any carbon in this tank? Just looking at it, I think it might benefit from some carbon to maybe take some toxins out of the water that could be generated by all the soft corals. They really do have an impact
Yeah.
on stuff when they're all fighting for space. And so that's
Also, the
what they
sand.
do. Yeah.
The sand probably irritating the corals.
Yeah.
A little more heavy sand, so it don't blow on the rocks. It look nice.
Yeah. Yeah. There's lots of color in here, and I mean everything. Nothing looks like it's about to die, other than the trumpet corals on the left do look stressed.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see if Gary's making any comments.
That's a sponge. Those two little fingers.
Oh, possibly, or maybe it's a gorgonian of some type.
Gorgonian,
Two little fingers.
That's what it looks like. Like they poking out.
Or feather dusters. You know the big feather dusters.
Yeah. I think a gorgonian. Yeah.
Huh. I'm just checking the chat. He says his nitrite. Oh, if you have nitrite in here, that's toxic.
Yeah.
And you need bacteria to handle that. So I would say lower it with water changes and look for some bacteria like seed, aquavitro seed, or I'm not sure Microbacter 7. Do you guys use that? Would it be appropriate, do you think? Because specific bacteria does specific things, right?
I know some people use it for weekly dosing, like for water changes and stuff like that, just to add some bacteria.
Yeah. Yep. Somebody said, "Do y'all see that seahorse? Is there a seahorse in here?"
Where?
It's on the two fingers. I see it beside the yellow
cow.
fish.
I thought that was like a tag or something.
Two fingers again.
Yeah, it is. That was the same seahorse
Wow.
I had.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
You know, I had my seahorse on the freezer until the other day when the light went out. They went bad, so I just threw them out. But I wanted to like put them, however they do it, mummify them or whatever, just as a reminder not to do it again.
Yeah.
It was sad. That was sad. I'm the one that killed them. You know, that was stupid. But
Yeah,
will
that's
have
where it
them again.
is. Touch the
tied to the fingers. Those are the fingers now.
It's kind of like I really like lizards, but I don't think I would ever keep one because I'd be afraid I couldn't give it what it needed to be healthy.
Yeah.
And I look at seahorses the same way, and I think that's one of those species only things that so I'm not sure I have the skill to actually keep one in a reef tank with other things, you know.
Yeah, it was challenging. I learned my lesson. I will never do it again unless it's just a seahorse tank. That's it.
Yeah.
Because I know they got stung a couple times by the zoas. Like you can see the difference in their behavior, you know, when they were close to the zoas and.
Yeah. Yeah, so the chat is also talking about maybe adding some bacteria to handle, if it is nitrite and not nitrate. If it's nitrate and you want to lower it, you have to control the nutrient input, and you have to have nutrient output. And that's usually when people use things like chaetomorpha or an algae scrubber or something like that.
Yeah. An algae scrubber will do good on that tank.
Yeah. And you can get hang-on back algae scrubbers. They do exist. Hang-on glass. But
yeah, this guy made a video about a nice one. Profilic. He has a hang-on back, nice algae scrubber.
And what's the name of it? What's the name of it? The channel again?
Profilic, something like that. Profilic. Not sure how to spell it. I know it's Prof P or I don't know. It just is Prof Proof like Proof Lips. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he did a nice video on that hang 'em back algae scrubber. It's nice. And about in a few days, boom, algae growing like crazy. It has its own pump to pump the water, from the tank out to back to the tank. Really nice.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not huge. It's like a hang 'em back filter, but the slim ones, just like that. Really,
Huh.
really cool product.
So yeah, the chat is giving Gary some advice on how to handle that stuff. But and Jake Jones is also talking about, coming from a freshwater background, carbon is not the greatest thing if you have planted tanks. So true. But when you have a reef tank, carbon, if you use it in a targeted way for a specific reason, it can solve some issues with balance.
Let me see if I can find the channel. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. And removing toxins. And when you have a lot of leather and soft corals in a mixed reef, they do put out toxins. So, and I see you're also getting advice to get a sump. Instead, like replace the hang on back with a sump, and that gives you the option of adding a small refugium where you could maybe grow some chaetomorpha. I have chaetomorpha in Mollywood right now that I grew from a piece the size of a golf ball. I saved it from when I took down the Red Sea. If you guys remember that giant mat of chaeto that I had growing in the sump there, and it is now filling the entire container it's in. It's in a 5x7 container that's about 6 inches deep. I have it hanging on the glass, and it's in decent flow. So it's working. It's growing like crazy, and it's removing nutrients. So it's it works.
Now, as far as me, I had a piece of chaeto about the size of a golf ball as well. And the first couple of weeks or months, it wasn't doing that great. And now it's almost feeling like the whole refugium.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it might be that the reason why my nutrients are so low. Either that or just consumption of the corals. So.
Yeah, it could be. You need more fish, just like Mr. DKH was saying before. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Paul R. is back. I didn't hear what you said about the hammer because my pet was yelling. Okay. So we were just talking about how it's possible your hammer is like that because that's its natural form. And if it looks different than when you saw it in the LFS, it might be worthwhile finding out what their water parameters are and trying to match them if you can. And also check the flow and the light and see how closely that matches what you had, what it had in your LFS. But it could very well be that it's just that particular type of hammer. It doesn't really get long tentacles because when we were looking at it, it doesn't look unhappy. So yeah, I don't know if that helps, but. Thank you, Robert Poorman. Super chat, woo! It's awesome. I appreciate that. I'll add it to my buying new fish fund.
Trying to find the guy's name, the right name.
Well, guys, give me an idea. What fish do you guys think I should put in here next? Reef safe, no puffers, no killer fish, and useful fish. Something appealing. Do you guys think I might? Yeah, so something that you guys might think that I might like.
Do you have a copperback?
I don't. But
there you go.
I've heard they're a little hard to get eating.
You know what I would get? I would get 3 pyramid butterfly fish
Mm-hmm.
because they're easy to look after and they're not finicky like the copper bands are. And if you have 3 of them, they'll hang out together. And they're beautiful. They're yellow, black, and white, and they're very round in shape, just like most butterfly fish. Yeah, that's what I would get.
My lights are going down, as you can see. Now, do they eat corals? That's my question.
Nope, they do
No.
not. They're entirely reef safe. I'm gonna look at my
Yeah, those are beautiful.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just kind of leaning back here. And
Get a pair of dragonettes.
dragonettes.
Yeah.
I don't think my tank is mature enough to have those yet. I don't have
Seed
any,
it?
yeah, I don't have much pods in here.
Seed
Maybe
it.
what I've transported from the other tank with the zoas or whatever, but yeah, I'd like to get some of those.
Those are nice. I'm getting one probably in a week or so.
I
See,
found it.
but I like the red dragonettes for some reason.
Yeah, those are nice. The one I'm looking at right now, I'm either gonna buy a red one or a green one. They're beautiful.
So the name is
refugium.
Prolific Breed. That's his
Oh,
name.
prolific breed. Yeah, he's been in the
Yeah.
streams before.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he got a video on the hang on back. I'll just cover.
So there you go, Gary. That might be good for you to look at.
Yeah. Prolific Breed.
Prolific.
Prolific. There you go.
Prolific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prolific Breed.
And carbon may be needed.
Yep.
So a refugium and carbon may be needed. Jake, are you talking about for Gary's tank with the mixed reef? Well, it depends what you want to address. I think where he is right now, he needs carbon to get. It looks like there's some fighting going on in there. It looks like a water chemistry issue with corals putting out like a lot of soft corals. I've had a tank with all soft corals, and that's what happens. They're all fine, and if you add an LPS, it suffers. It can't grow because there's stuff going on in the water that it can't handle. So carbon will address that. If he's got high nitrates, then a refugium where he could perhaps grow something to export the nutrients would be really useful.
Yeah.
So, yeah, both would be good. What else? And Diacanthus is right. There's activated carbon, which removes toxins from the water, and there's carbon dosing, which adds food for bacteria. So carbon dosing essentially increases your population of bacteria that converts nutrients into nitrogen gas. And it's an area that you have to be careful about because you can cause bacterial blooms if you misjudge the dose, or if something happens to kill off excess bacteria. It consumes a lot of oxygen in the water. There are things that happen. You get white slime. So you do need to be do some research on carbon dosing versus using activated carbon.
Yeah.
When you use medications, carbon will remove medications from the water once they've done their job. Usually their carbon is included in part of the directions. They say after so many days or whatever, use carbon to remove the residue of the medication. So carbon takes stuff out of the water and might help make your other corals look happier, and won't hurt your leather corals, but it might allow your other corals to kind of breathe. That's the kind of the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
There's my Cato right there. Nice and green.
Oh, yeah. Oh, did poor white man leave? Gotta say goodbye. Oh,
That's my
gotta
new
go,
baby.
guys. Getting ready for Father's Day lunch.
That's my new
Thanks for
baby
coming
right
by.
there.
Thanks for coming, poor white man. Have a great Father's Day.
Definitely.
Look at that thing humming away.
Everybody's about to go to bed now. Lights are almost off.
So, Oscar, another fish you could get is a Borbonius anthias.
Oh, I want some of those. Those are my
The-
plans. Getting some Anthias because
Yep,
they're real pretty as far as colors and all that.
yep. The
My main
the
concern is
Borbonius.
which is that the
Go
big
ahead.
one?
They're the deep water ones, and they have like blotched. Oh, they're so cool. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of one. In the meantime, I do have a picture of something that Jake has sent. What he's got right now. Oh, I've got to find that. His planted tank. So let's take a look at that. First, I have to email it to myself. Oh, there we go. Okay.
That's a nice sump right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Looks really organized. Oh, look at that. He's even got a place to put his baster. That's
Awesome.
awesome.
Yep.
Wow.
Nice.
See, he's got
All
those
right.
two dosing pumps that I have too.
All right, Mr. DKH, I guess that means we need a tour of your sump.
Nice setup.
I see a couple of fans there. I see a Phoenix heater. Is that the smart ATO?
Yep.
Sweet.
Nice. Really nice.
Oh, he's got the goodies here.
Very nice.
You can play in 1 second. You just need to stop for a second and move those things out of the way.
That's a breeder?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I got a breeder there too, but it's full of turtles.
We're gonna do the breeder squat. It don't matter what you got in it, as long as it's a breeder.
So Oscar, you're getting lots of suggestions for fish in here.
Bring it on.
Basslets. The yellow blenny. Oh yeah, Midas blenny. I could highly recommend that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's on my wish list.
Definitely, you need a blue spotted jawfish in there.
I was telling Hector today I want to get one of those new Avast feeders, and if I do go with Anthias, that's a plus because do need to eat multiple times a day.
Yeah, they do. Because they're so active, you have to feed them frequently, and so that's where you need to increase your nutrient export too. All right, I found a picture of a Borbonius anthias. Now let me see if I can actually get it on here.
I hope it's not like a $300 fish.
Of course it is.
Come on, Cindy.
Yeah, I know.
I don't got it going on like that.
That's my problem. And somebody was asking Oh, this is really small. Hopefully it shows up. Somebody was asking about the angels that I mentioned. I think it was Johnny Martinez might have been asking. I can't remember. I have to look back at the chat, but
The angels or the butterflies?
The butterflies.
maybe probably the butterflies, the pyramid butterflies.
Yeah.
Here,
Those
Yeah.
are so beautiful.
I got to remember that name. I'll probably forget.
Yeah.
Hector,
There you go.
remind me.
I got you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
Borbonius ant.
And those are hard to get too. That's another thing. It's if you can get them.
And they pricey too.
Yeah, I do think I saw one in Live Aquaria in
DRS.
in the Divers Den.
Yeah.
And
But
the
it was up there.
360, they got one.
Yeah, it was up there.
Yeah, and you can keep them in multiples and they get big.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's a cool fish.
Yeah. And here is Jake Jones' planted tank. That is gorgeous, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
You know, I always wanted a freshwater tank, just like that, planted with a bunch of neon.
Yeah, I
Yep.
like the
Neon
neon
tetras.
tetras.
Yeah,
I like the neon
I think that's
tetras
my
like
favorite
that.
fish from freshwater. Oh, and
What?
of course I like betas. Who doesn't like betas? But
Very nice.
a school of neon in a paradise like that, beautiful.
Oh, hey, Method. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming.
If you have a freshwater tank and you don't have neon tetras, it's not a freshwater tank.
Yep. Just like a reef, tank without clowns.
I
Or a
wish we-
yellow tang.
You know,
Or yellow tang.
you know you could get neon. I think it's called neon. Neon. I know it's like a little cleaner neon fish.
Yeah, the neon goby.
Neon goby. Yep. And
Yeah.
it looks just like that, but you can
Just like
get it in
that.
black. It's like black. Yep.
Yeah, I got one. I got the hybrid one though. It is yellow instead of blue or yellow face with the blue stripes.
I probably couldn't have one here. They'll probably go in between the baffles and the tank.
Yeah, they're so tiny. Yeah, they cleaner gobies, and they do exactly what a cleaner wrasse do. The same thing, but I guess for a smaller fish. Yeah, I'll show you mine. I love mine, goby. I'm trying to get another one. And talking about them, look at them right here.
Cindy, I'm gonna give you another assignment. Find the pyramid
Okay.
Find the pyramid butterfly fish.
The pyramid butterfly. Jake Jones, that is a beautiful tank. And I had a planted tank once and I didn't last long with it. So, yeah, I know what goes into keeping that.
Do you inject like CO2 in the plants? Is that how that works?
I always have this fear of compressed gas in a cylinder underneath a volume of water. It's just me.
Yeah.
But you can buy chemicals that are liquid that supposedly add CO2, but I don't understand how that can work. So I just used to lean over the tank and talk to them.
That's the best
You
way.
think I'm kidding?
No, I know you're not.
Oh,
Because I would
and
do
Jake's
the same thing doing the job.
yeah. And Jake says those were cardinal tetras. I think cardinals are a little bigger than neons,
Oh, okay.
if I remember right. Very nice. Paul R, could my magnesium be a problem? Back to the hammers. Sure. I mean, depending what it is. The range they say is 1250 to 1350. I usually try to keep mine around 1400, and
Yeah.
if it drops to 1350, my Duncan will start to close up.
I keep mine at 1380. That's where I like to keep mine.
And Jake Jones says yes, he does. Whoops, sorry. He does inject CO2.
Mm.
And Taryn has a planted tank too. So there you go.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
Send a picture.
There you go. And Gary says it's definitely nitrite. So
that's not
you
good.
need some bacteria to address that.
Either that
usually-
or he has a bad test kit.
You know what? You could be right. There is that. All right, I'm looking for pyramid butterfly. It's on my list to get either 3 or 5 of them. And they're not expensive. Around here they cost maybe like $40.
Wow,
Here's a good picture.
that's a good price for
See,
that.
today has been the picture day. See, a lot of
Yeah, no
pictures and
kidding.
nice talk,
Yeah.
nice tanks.
Do you guys hear that noise? No. Okay.
Hmm.
When I send a picture, it makes a noise, and I was just a little concerned you were hearing it. Okay, here comes the pyramid butterfly. There.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice. It kind of
They are
looks like a little
beautiful.
angelfish.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. They are
and a
beautiful
school of
little
them, they
fish.
look beautiful.
Yep. And they do hang out together. They're not shoaling fish, but they will hang together if you have three or 4 or 5 of them.
Well, Cindy, my battery is dying.
Oh dear.
So, yeah, I might have to switch over or something.
All
Let,
right.
yeah, let me get out and let me switch my phone.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming in, Oscar. Are you going to come back in?
Yeah, I'll come back in. I'm just going to switch
Okay.
my phone.
All right.
All right.
Oh, Taryn says next week she'll show her planted tank.
Nice.
That'll be nice. Okay, see now, you guys. See to first of all, Jake Jones said it'll only explode once. And Ugly Man says CO2 exploding is not the only problem. You don't want it to leak and suffocate you in your home. That's a big problem. Yeah.
Wow.
True enough.
That's a ticking bomb. Either
Yeah.
way.
Definite. Well, it just makes me nervous, and I will have a calcium reactor on the next build. No doubt about it, but I'll probably lock my CO2 in a vault or something.
Or keep it outside.
That was
Get a
quick.
steel cage made for it or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Drama D with caution. I had 2 1-8 corals. So
He
Drama
did.
D, I'm assuming you're talking about the pyramid butterfly.
Yeah, he did have those. Yeah.
That's good to know. Definitely.
Now, well,
So they kind
what
of
what,
like
what did it
flaming
eat? It might have eaten maybe acans or something.
Yeah, maybe. That seems to be when they say reef safe with caution, it seems like that's the type of coral they eat is acans.
Yep.
I know copper bands go for acans,
Hmm.
and I do have acans. So
How much
Oh,
do you like your
I didn't
acans?
even know that.
I
Wow.
I love my acans.
Oh darn. I also on my stock list, I have a pink tail trigger.
Nice. Yeah, those
So
are
you
nice too.
Cindy, I got a
Let me-
question about mollies.
Yep.
Do they graze on algae?
Yep, they do.
Okay.
Yes,
Because
they
I want to get some.
Yep. I have videos. I have a whole playlist on my channel of mollies in salt water, starting back when I got the very first ones and how I acclimated them and going through to doing some breeding and different things with them. A couple problems I had with one of them being sick. Um, and I would say don't get hybrids like the balloon mollies.
Okay.
Look for sail fins. They're the best. The lyre tails are good. I have a female Dalmatian lyre tail. She's almost black now. And she will be, I want to say 4 years old soon. That's the oldest molly I have.
Are they
And
aggressive?
It depends on the distribution of what you have. You can keep two females, they won't fight. You can keep a male and a female, but the male will harass the female to death. So you need two females and a male.
Oh, they're
So you can have
greedy.
Okay.
you can have two females, or you can have two females and one male. Or of course you can have one female or one male. If you have any more than two male or any more than one male, you need enough females because they will be aggressive with each other.
Okay.
So you kind of have to decide, do I want one or do I want three? And then you go from there.
Okay.
Um, Not a huge bio load. They don't bother other fish at all. Other fish will bother them, and they're kind of not smart enough to figure out to swim away. So they do tend to get bullied by other fish that are aggressive. But the clownfish never bothered the mollies. The green wrasse in my tank does chase them periodically, but they never hurts them. Uh, Yellowtail blue damsel, when I tried to put a molly in a 29 with where I had a damsel, it made that fish's life hell. And I had to remove it after a day because it was like ripped apart. The fins were destroyed
Okay.
in less than a day. So other fish will pick on them, certain other fish. Um, but I like them. They're amusing to watch. They're super active. They're friendly. Um, yeah, they're. I like them.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm gonna go for three then.
Yeah, it's easy to tell the males from the females once you know what to look for. And there's lots of information out there that will show you that will identify them.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, what's the acclimation period for mollies? As far as how fast would you try to acclimate them to salt water? Well,
Um, the
conversion, as
first,
far as the conversion.
yeah, the first time I did it, I took maybe 5 hours to do it, and they were fine. And they actually had ick, but it was freshwater ick, and freshwater ick can't survive in salt water, so it was not a problem. Um, then the most I ever spent was probably 36 hours acclimating. And that was because I had a whole bunch of them and I had a tank that I had them in with a bubbler and everything else. And I had a couple different kinds that I was trying to introduce because I was doing some breeding. But I wouldn't recommend that because it was a pain in the neck overnight to make sure that I was able to replenish the water in the tank, because of the acclimation. So I would say anywhere between around 5 hours is probably enough. So I was just experimenting with longer time periods. They won't all make it. If you don't acclimate them long enough, the biggest problem they have is usually pH shock because fresh water has different pH than salt water. And if you just drop them in salt water, they will suffer from pH shock. They might survive, but they probably won't. They'll swim erratically, upside down, like it's. They have the shakes where they can't stop shimmying, and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So they don't all make it. I've probably lost maybe three or four out of the 20 or so that I've um, acclimated. So that's like more than 10%.
Yeah, probably have to be a real slow acclimation to be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, slower the better. Maintain the temperature, the usual.
Yeah. I'll take my time doing mine.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it pays off in the end because you'll have healthier fish. And if you introduce them to a tank that has other fish, you increase their chances of survival if the other fish decide to go after them
Yeah.
because they'll be aware of what's going on. They're they're not smart enough to run away, but they won't just lay there and get beat up.
And
So
you
yeah,
mentioned pH. My pH in this tank, I keep it around 8.25,
yep,
8.3, so it's pretty elevated.
yeah, yeah. And freshwater pH I think is usually around 7.6, 7.7. So
Yep. Oh yeah.
that's quite like it's a logarithmic scale for
It's
each.
fun. It's funny because you would think, okay, it's different, but isn't lower pH more acidic?
It is.
That's the way I see it. So
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
used to a more acidic water than a not acidic.
yeah, yeah. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Yeah, there's people in the chat that are talking about having mollies. Oh, and Alfie says, say bye to any feather dusters. They're talking about butterfly fish and what they eat. It's funny. Robert
Yeah.
Porman has 5 black mollies in his tank. That's cool. And WVU Reefer has a yellow and black pyramid butterfly. DC Reefer, hey, what's going on? You big old married man now, you? I guess you're busy with all the tanks and everything. That's cool. I hope you're doing well over there.
Excuse me,
Jake
I'm eating
Jones.
a mango.
Yeah, you know what, Jake, you're right. I mean, everybody uses CO2 for various things. For heaven's sakes, they put it in the kitchen in soda streams. It's just me. I'm just, yeah. Oh, Marcus's Reef sent a couple pictures. I'll look for those in a second there. Get caught up in the chat. Drama D. Oops, little flood, making water, forgot the timer. Oh no. That's too bad.
Float switch. Float switch. Drama
Yeah.
D.
Lamont Gould, super sticker. Well, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. I don't think we've seen you here before, so welcome. I'm glad you could come by. We still have 39 people, and it's after 11 already. Oh, so... All right, Ugly Man is asking you, Oscar. I spy a Neptune Triton in the background. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, just by the looks of my face, awesome.
Yeah?
It is
Nice.
like I've always said, the testing of it just keeps your tank way more stable. Because when you have the luxury of looking at your parameters every day or every 4 hours, it's like you could make adjustments. Not that I touch my calcium reactor. My calcium reactor's doing all right. It swings up and down, but it maintains in between 9.5 and 9.3.
So, are you addicted now to checking every 4 hours?
No, not like before. I check
Yeah.
them maybe once a day
Right.
because I know that my
cool.
calcium reactor is keeping my water stable. So
Right. And then it logs the data, so you could
Yeah.
go back and look and see
It-
what's been happening.
yeah,
Nice.
I recommend
and-
anybody who wants to get one and wants that peace of mind. I recommend it.
Cool.
That's my next move.
So Jake Jones says freshwater goes from 5.5 to 8.9, depends on the fish plant. Well, the thing about mollies is that they're brackish fish, really. They do spend a lot of their life in salt water, but they are from river deltas, and the pH I think they're commonly found at is around 7.5 or 7.6, but compared to something like cichlids, where of course it's going to be a lot higher because of their environment with with the increased alkalinity of their environment, if I've got that right. I don't know, I'm fuzzy on that, so don't quote me. Oh, doing quite well. Wife Nanotank has kept me very busy and happy. Now planning the big tank. Cool. Yes.
When I hit the lotto, that's when I'm going to get at least 1,000-gallon tank.
That'd be cool. Let me see. I should have an email here with from Marcus's Reef. Oh, he started his okay. I'm going to show you guys this. This is his aquascaping.
That is awesome, all these pictures.
Yep. Paul R says his mag is 1320. I wouldn't say that's bad. I mean, if you can elevate it a little bit.
I keep
on
mine around 1380.
Yeah, that's where I keep mine, 1380.
Okay.
He's going to pour a lot of it, though. Just don't raise it more than 100 ppm a day.
Okay.
Water changes. I don't even test nothing. Only alkalinity.
You're a ninja.
You guys talking about testing magnesium, nitrates, phosphates. I feel lost. For real, I don't test none of that. Just alkalinity.
That's because you've been converted to water changes, right?
Yep. No, and now I feed the same amount. I'm keeping the same amount. I'm not going more or less.
Right.
Just the same amount. So that means the bacteria that is getting or handling the food is healthy enough to handle what I'm putting right now. So and that's how it works. I don't know.
See, me, as like I was telling Hector earlier this evening, it's hard for me because sometimes I get home at certain times and I can't feed my fish every day at the same time. So that's why I think I might need an auto feeder for that.
Yeah.
At least feed them 3 times with the auto feeder, really small amounts during the day.
Yeah.
And once when I get back, I'll feed them some frozen food.
Yeah, I got an auto feeder on mine.
I might do the pellets, some pellets, and I might add some ReefGrrl to that auto feeder as well. So,
see, I keep mine on top of the light there.
is that the Eheim?
Yep, that's pretty good. You can program it, I think, 3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Avast because it brings a little chimney that goes in the water, and it has a pump that actually
I've seen that.
turns the food and kind of pushes it in. So it goes under the water, it doesn't float in the surface. It goes in your overflow.
If you did that, you could have Antheus because you could feed them several times a day using the auto feeder. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
Oh, good night, Benny. Thanks for coming by.
You know, Oscar,
that
what you were talking about, I want to get just that tube that goes in the water. I think that I forget who was. I saw a video on it. Just if they can sell the tube with a little pump, so I can use my Eheim, and it does the same as that particular brand you said.
Yeah.
That way you can keep the Antheus and stuff like that happy.
The only thing I don't like about the Avast that I was looking at, it's that it's per rotation. So I think it does 1 rotation in 1 minute.
Right.
So you would have to set it. Let's say if you wanted to feed twice a day, or twice in that moment, you would have to put 2 minutes on the timer.
Yeah. Oh, you know who it was? I saw what's his name? Inappropriate Reefer made a video on that.
I think he made one, and I think the guy from Eat Sleep Reef, I think he was talking about it as well.
Okay.
I forget his name. Antonio? I think it is.
I think that, I don't remember his first name. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Antonio.
So in a couple seconds, I'll have for you some pictures of Marcus's Reef's aquascape that he's working on. So that'll be cool. I had to figure out how to get the actual photos because they weren't cooperating.
I'm gonna
But
have to
I've got them now.
I'm gonna have to reset my lights again, Cindy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, the sacrifices you make, your fishes make for the live streams, right?
Yeah.
Mine go out at 11:30. Almost.
I'm keeping my fish awake because they usually go off at 8:30.
Okay.
They gotta be like, what's going on today?
Yeah, that little royal grandma, I never see him up this late.
I like the lighting on that tank though. Looks
Yeah, that's
real-
just an Hydra right now. That's my Hydra 26. But I got a
you
hybrid
got
system.
you got T5s, yeah.
Yep. I'm getting a couple more LEDs up there though. When I get my sticks though.
Okay, Paul R says it says 154.8 to increase it to 1380. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Is
'Cause you said
that go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, he had said it was 1320, so 154.8 of what, a magnesium supplement?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Yep.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
And you would never put it all in at once.
Yeah, if it's like see me when I dose magnesium, I never go over 100 ppm per day, which is the recommended dose.
That
Per
amount
day.
right there, you have to dose in like 4 days.
Yeah. So, Paul, if it says 154.8, if that's milliliters, if it were me, I would cut that in half and take a week to put it in and then test again.
Yep.
And be prepared if you bump the magnesium up, you may see greater consumption of your calcium and your alkalinity. But it depends what you've got in your tank that's using that. So you've got the hammer. I don't know what else you have in there, but anyway, start with the magnesium, but that would be my approach. I always have to do everything really, really slowly, ridiculously slowly, because nothing good ever happens fast in a reef
Never.
tank.
Yeah, and it'll take it a while for that magnesium to go right back down again. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
anything,
it
that's
does.
the
It's
slowest
true.
one that goes down is the magnesium.
Just
Yep.
do water changes. Safer
Yeah.
way.
Listen to heck.
Yeah.
And you know what, Alfie, you're right. I forgot about this part. If magnesium level to be in balance in your system should be roughly at least 3 times what your calcium is. So if your calcium is, say, 425, just to make it easy, then the minimum your magnesium should be is 1275, right? So as long as it doesn't drop below that, you've got balance. It won't hurt it if it's above that, as long as it's not crazy like 1500.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
But
been there.
maybe check your calcium too and see, because if your calcium's like 500 or up there, that might be part of what's going on. I forgot all about that. That's a good point, Alfie.
Been there too.
Like magnesium acts like a referee in between
It's true.
calcium and
Yeah.
alkalinity.
Oh, he's got 4 zoanthids and a candy cane. Yeah, your candy cane might be happier with more balance. Okay, pictures. Let's look at the pictures of Marcus's aquascaping. There's one.
Oh, that's nice.
That's cool.
That is nice. I like the little tunnel.
Very nice. Okay, and here's another one. That's looking from the side.
That was the KFC shape, huh?
Yeah, lots of surface area. And from the top. Oh, that's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
See, it's like more and more people coming up with these lifted aquascapes, and it's
Yeah.
just looking awesome. I remember
Yep.
when I had my 90 gallon, it was just rock wall.
The only thing I would be inclined to do would be to offset them a tiny bit one way or the other. Like, I don't know, maybe turn it on a very slight angle so one is a little farther forward. But I wouldn't want to see you ruin that part in the center where you've got the two pieces kind of reaching towards each other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's such a personal thing. You know, you have to pretty much decide what appeals to you. Looks nice, though. Oh, Paul says his calcium is 490. Well, there you go. Alfie solved your problem. Let me multiply 490 times 3 because my brain is mush right now. So if you multiply 490 by 3, you get 1470. So right there, that little bit of an imbalance could be what's making your hammer unhappy. So I'd slowly raise the magnesium, but I wouldn't bring it to 1470. That's a little high. I'd bring it to 1400 and then let your calcium drop so that you can match them up. So who knows? I mean, it's totally possible that that's what's going on.
You will check on my RO
right.
water.
Oh boy. Michael Lee. Nice to see you, Michael. Welcome. Got rid of all my coral and just have a tank full of Christmas tree worm rocks. You follow me, ReefGrrl, on the gram. I'll look for that. I haven't looked at it today in a while. So I will look for that, Michael Lee. Is Michael Lee, is that your name on Instagram? I can't remember. I'll check it out. Everybody, check out Michael Lee on Instagram. Look at his tank full of Christmas tree worm rocks. You must have cornered the market because those things are hard to find now. Okay, Mark.
You know,
Oh,
it's
I
funny.
see.
Hector said, "Let me go check my his RO water." And
Yeah.
I forgot that I turned off the ATO on my 29 gallon.
Ooh. Okay, Marcus. He said he put them in there to show the picture real quick, but they're not positioned right or finished, but it's a start. Yeah, I think that's got a lot of potential. And are you having sand in there? What I did with my carob sea is I put them all on little legs so that what I actually created would be visible above the sand. And then I took the sand out. So now I've got this aquascape with all these white little stubby legs under everything. Straight Reefer says he never checks calcium yet. Cool. Paul R., how do I get my calcium to drop? If you're not dosing,
I would raise his alk a little bit, depending
Yep.
on how it is.
Yep. But if you're not dosing, then it's likely coming from your salt mix. So it might be worth checking what the levels of calcium, etc., are in your makeup water, in your salt water for when you do water changes. Because I've had salts in the past where the calcium has been really high and I've been trying to get it to come down, and it's because it's in the salt water that you're using for a water change. And you also need corals that will consume it. So you've got only a couple of stony corals that are big users of it. So it's going to take some time. But if you're dosing any calcium, then I would just stop that for a little bit and keep an eye on it. Test it again in a week and see how much it drops. Because of the low consumption corals you have in there, it might take a while to drop. Yeah. What else? Oh, is Multinemo in here? Did Multinemo sneak in here? Oh, that's okay. Sorry. Michael, I did not realize that was your Instagram name, Multinemo. Yes, I recognize that. I'll take a look at it.
So what is
Chase
Hector doing?
V. Is he cleaning up a mess?
No, well, he has a bucket there, and he had some. I don't know if it's calc water.
Yeah, calc. He's using calc.
Chase V. Hey, Chase, how's it going? I understand you have a nice new big tank there, and I know for sure one of these days you're going to come on and show us what's going on with that. Yes. Could excess calcium come from substrate? Only if the pH is low enough to start dissolving it. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think, Oscar?
I say the same thing. Yeah. Could be the sand. Could be the sand.
Yeah. Marcus says he wants sand, but is thinking about going bare bottom and doing SPS dominant. Struggling because bare bottom is an eyesore with not looking natural.
Go sand,
Yeah.
Marcus. Go sand.
Yes, Mollywood with no sand. There's coralline starting to grow on the bottom now. I have a couple corals starting to encrust themselves on the bottom. One's a war coral. It's very easy to clear out the detritus because you can see exactly where it is. And because I have scoles and an acanthophilia in there now and a cinerina, because they were getting beat up in the big tank, I stir up that detritus with a pipette about every other day, and they get the turbid water, and you can't believe this, the feeding response. So the detritus gets stirred up, the scoles and the cinerina and the acanthophilia get their tentacles out and grab it from the water, and then it gets taken out in the filter pads in the overflow. So that's with Mollywood as a bare bottom. If it wasn't bare bottom, I don't think I would do the same with the sand. It wouldn't have the same impact because, of course, the detritus settles down in the sand, and it's harder to get it to come up cleanly without having all the sand come up. So, I'm not hating it, but I don't really enjoy the look of it all that much. So it's like you say, it's personal preference, I guess. Or if you want to blast the SPS and don't want sand blowing around.
Yep.
What's going on? Davis Jew. Hey, Don, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. I don't think we've ever seen that big build. I don't know. You had a build going on for a while there. I've kind of lost track of what's happening with that. Okay. Chase says hopefully next week. Oh, hang on a minute. Building aquascape. Crushed coral for calcium increase, maybe? That's what that means? And Michael Lee is wondering if anyone has issues with the new Mobius on G4 lights. Oscar, you're using Mobius, right?
Yeah, I haven't had any problems with it. They do have a video that came out that some people are having connection problems, and they give them a suggestion to reset them or something like that, so they could start working. But it's in the Ecotech. They have a YouTube channel, so I'd say go there and check.
I use that for my MP40. No problems at all.
Drama D says to open a ticket with Ecotech. He's had a few issues and they had him fixed up within a few days. And Chase says his Mobius G4 conversion worked pretty well. How did you get the umlaut? I can't get that when I type. And they're talking. Jake Jones is wondering about silicone sealant. Sprinkle sand on it, then clean the sandless side on the bottom of the tank. Boom! You get the look of sand. I can tell you what would happen though, because we did this in a freshwater tank. We use silicone to attach large gravel to like a 5-inch tube for our plecostomus to live in, because the thing was 14 inches long and like this big around. It was huge. And we wanted something the Oscars couldn't get in because they were his tank mates and they used to chase him around. So we coated the outside of it with silicone and we added the gravel on, and anywhere there was any silicone open, it grew algae. And you couldn't get it off. You couldn't scrub it. So I don't know whether it was something to do with the silicone or just that the algae grew on that surface because it was just opportunistic. No idea. But after a while, it just looked really unappealing.
And that would be a hell of a lot of aquarium safe silicone too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. DC says he can't do bare bottom, no way.
Yeah, me neither. I'm with DC. I've always had sand. I'll always have sand.
Okay, so Don says he's been doing good. Haven't worked on the 180. Been getting a frag tank added to the 60 cube. That's always something.
Yes, it is.
So, Hector, what on earth are we looking at now? I'm going to put you up full screen.
What happened?
What's going on here? I see a lot of
lights
like
are going.
lava. It looks like lava.
What, this right here?
Yeah, all the orange on the... Is it just the light on the rocks?
You know what I think it is, Cindy?
Hmm.
It's the reflection of his house lights and the blue lights.
Okay.
Yeah.
If he turns his lights off in his house, they'll go.
It goes too low.
Hmm. Right.
What is
Smart,
that?
Oscar.
Because it happened to me the other day. I was like, what? Why is my rock looking orange? And it was the lights.
No, better.
So Paul R. said he did a water change after he did his test, and after testing right now, he learned his calcium is 400. So my magnesium is the problem. I don't know, like 4 times 3, like 1,200 minimum magnesium would be right, and you've got 1,320. So I don't know. When was your last test that was 490 for calcium? Maybe what's happening here is instability.
Water change.
Yeah. So when you tested and you got 490, Paul, that was before the water change. So you have low calcium in your makeup water, but it's low enough to drop it that much, depending on the size of the water change?
Yeah, unless he did a 100% water change. I mean,
Interesting.
if he only did like a 10%, it should only dilute it maybe a little bit, but
Yeah.
going
Paul,
down.
what's your alkalinity at, Paul?
Always nice to see those nice Zoas.
Oh, hey, Woody's Reef. If I remember right, you're from the UK. Welcome.
There's the fire.
Yeah.
I love it when the tank lights are like that.
Mm-hmm. Looks so peaceful.
Yep.
All the fish calm down. They get ready to go to sleep.
See, I've been considering. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I've been considering maybe changing my light schedule, have it run, ramp up, and then run, like my regular whites for like 4 hours, and then run my blue lights for another 8 hours.
Do it.
Yeah.
Try it out. You might like it.
Mm-hmm.
And now's the time when you've got not so many corals, so that you can keep a closer eye on how everything is doing with a light change.
True.
Yeah, I think they'll still benefit from the 4 hours. They could only use so much of the light.
Yeah.
They get to a certain point to where they just get whatever they need and they stop consuming.
Yeah.
I
But
do about 4 hours with my T5s.
And Drama D says moonlights on a lunar schedule are awesome as well.
Yeah, I got those as well.
yeah, I got those on the Gen 5s, and once I put them down here in the big tank, I'm gonna have actually moonlights.
It makes
Yeah,
the tank look beautiful when those things are on.
Yep. I used to run the moonlights on my AP 700, and then I watched a video by Reef Man about the effect of light pollution on coastal reefs. And I stopped using the moonlights and just let the tank is just black overnight now. Because I don't know, like I don't know whether there is an impact of light pollution on corals, and whether, unless you run a true lunar cycle where you have a new moon where it's black, and then you gradually increase the intensity of it until the full moon, and then, you know what I mean, like decrease it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like, the jury is out. I agree it looks gorgeous, but I don't know if there's any impact on the coral or not in an aquarium, because it really is an artificial environment. It's nothing
Yep.
like being in the ocean, right? So
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, the best thing to do is just recreate exactly what the sun and the moon does
Yeah.
when it does it.
Now I heard
Well,
Sanjay the other day. He was talking about, well, not the other day. Um, well, actually, I think he was talking the other day something about lunar cycle and how it helps like the corals to spawn and all that. But you have to be
Mm-hmm.
real, like it's a scientific thing that you need to learn about to be
yeah.
able to get that going.
Well, Moonlight is 4600K, and I have some 4600K bulbs that I bought. And I also have a timer that you can set for 30 days at a time. So my plan was to try and simulate a lunar cycle using
Mm-hmm.
a single 4600K bulb in a gooseneck fixture that I have, and set the timer. Pick a region of the world, I don't know, Indonesia, and find out what the phases of the moon are in Indonesia, and convert that to a percentage of 100. So, like, let's say the first day of moonlight, or let's say it takes 22 days for the moon to go through its full cycle.
Is
Or
it
I guess,
is it the intensity? I'm sorry. As
yes,
far as how
that's,
bright the moon is right
yeah,
now. Okay.
that's right. So to replicate a quarter moon, you would have it at 25%. A full moon would be at 100%, but it would
Yeah.
only be for a certain amount of time, because of course the moon isn't out for 12 hours in one spot, right? So
Yeah.
you'd have to figure out how much light you wanted to reach the tank, to represent that full moon in that region of the world. So
I'm
I have
pretty sure they're gonna do that soon to the lights. Recreate the whole
Yeah,
thing that goes
yeah,
on. Yeah.
yeah. So the thing is, it changes through the year too. So
Yeah.
you would have to reset your program every 28 days or whatever the lunar cycle is. I need to do some thinking about this and some more research, but I just thought that'd be a really cool experiment to run.
Hmm.
Because if you positioned it correctly above the tank, you wouldn't really have to touch the light. So the idea being that your tank would represent, 30 square feet of space in the ocean. So the moon could stay in a fixed position as long as it was the right intensity for the right length of time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I still have to think about it.
Yeah. That'd be nice though. Good experiment to try.
I mean, I
Yeah.
know the Radions had a lunar cycle thing that you would put it on there, but I never did see any like. Well, maybe they did stay on for longer. Now that I remember.
Hmm. Yeah.
But that's with EcoSmart Live. I don't know about the whole Mobius thing now. I don't know how. I do know that mine have moonlights on them, but I don't know if there's an actual moonlight schedule that they would go about.
Yeah. Alfie says he likes the white moonlight on the Gen 5. Oh,
I use my moonlights for when the tank is waking up. Those are the first to come on. Then my AI hydras, and I reverse that as it's ramping down for the night. That's all I use it for.
hmm. Yeah, Drama D says it sounds like a challenge for Ask BRS, light pollution and moonlights. Yeah, interesting. Paul R says his ALK is 8.1. Okay, so he has 400 calcium, 8.1 ALK, 1320 magnesium. None of that sounds bad to me. Like, what do you guys think? I
Yeah,
think maybe a little increase in magnesium, but it doesn't have to be dramatic.
yeah. Just go slow. Just go slow. Uh, I mean, there's to me, there's no point just bringing it up real fast. Just just divide the dose by 4,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Hmm.
Yeah, because there's no way you can dose that in one day. It'll take you about 3 to 4 days.
Well, yeah, it's not safe. Alfie says a university did a spawning test on corals. They had to change the LEDs to white to be successful. The wild caught corals ended up spawning at exactly the same time in the wild. That's interesting.
Yep.
Well, there you go. Moonlights aren't blue; they're white. They might be a little bit too white. That's what I think. Or again, my tank is a little bit too small for those 2 Gen 5s.
But they are blue the deeper you go. Just that's what happens. I mean, the deeper you are in the water, in the ocean,
Oh
it's going to
yeah,
look blue.
yeah.
So,
You're right.
Yeah. Jake Jones says his moonlights whatever's the bulb in the fridge when he gets his midnight snack. Yeah. Well, I guess it's kind of like taking a white light flashlight, which is what I have, and shining it in at night. The,
Yeah.
the sort of how it looks. That's when you really see all the polyps out on the SPS. Wow.
Yeah.
That clownfish does look sleepy.
Which one?
The
Me
one
because
we can see.
me because I'm dressed orange. I'm an orange clownfish right now.
Oh, yeah. But you're not mean, though.
I got my swag on today. I'm not promoting anybody, but I got my swag on.
Oh, I gotta try something. I forgot about this. I got the Billy Pipes Billy Vision.
And I took off my glasses too. I got starting
Yeah.
to get a headache. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? When you put these on, you can see the colors in Mr. DKH's tank.
See, now those glasses right there, those are going to empty your wallet. So be careful.
Yeah,
Those are nice.
don't take them shopping. Yeah,
Yep.
these are Billy Pipes.
Yep.
We call them Billy Vision. Yeah, cool.
I got a filter on this. I don't know. Let me. Can does it look any different?
What, when you use these? Oh, on your tank.
Yeah.
Do you have like a yellow or orange one maybe?
I am using orange.
It does look a little different. We see more of the orange and red with the filter on, I think.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so Paul is figuring out to get to 1360. Yeah. Yeah, so try it. Try 11 if that's milliliters.
Now, what is he using? I'm sorry to
Well,
interrupt you, Cindy. What is
no,
he
that
using?
was, you're right. That was going to be the next question. What type of additive is it? I
Because
guess as long as he's going by what's on the instructions on the bottle.
yeah, because they got reef calculators for that, depending on
Yeah.
what you're using. Like, if I was going to use like the BRS 2-part and magnesium, they have a nice calculator.
Yeah. Yep. Jake Jones. He says wearing the glasses is like going to the grocery store at 4:21 p.m. Oh yes.
And hungry. And hungry.
Oh yeah. I come home with more junk if I go hungry. Oh, Paul R says he's dosing BRS soda ash.
So there you go. Go to BRS website, and they have a
Yep.
calculator, and
Yeah.
it's either the new farm pouch, the soda
Yeah.
ash, yep, and then just convert it there, and it'll
Yeah.
tell you what's the recommended dose. I know it's don't go over 100 ppm per day. That's their recommendation, but I would even I would even go slower than that. There's no need of bringing it up so quick.
Yeah. Well, if he's going from 1320 to 1360, that's like 40 ppm, right?
Yeah,
So going,
from 1320 to 1380 or what you said 60.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
that's
said
40.
he's going to aim for 1360. So, yes, it still doesn't hurt to go slowly.
Yeah.
Oh, good night, Johnny Martinez. Hope to see
Good
you
night,
guys
good
next
night.
week, if not before. Thanks for coming by, Johnny.
Yeah,
Nice to see you as always.
So it gives him the he'll input his tank information, how much is the volume minus rock and sand and sump and all that,
Yeah.
and then what's his current measurements and how much does he want him to go up, and it will give him his numbers.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna call it. I like the
Okay.
purple.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night too, Cindy, because it's already 12 o'clock, and
Yeah,
I think it's a record today.
It is.
Me too.
You know what? It is, I
It's
think.
a record.
And it's been so nice having you guys here tonight.
Thank
And
you.
thank you to
Thank
everybody.
you for having us.
Yep.
Thank you
It's
very much.
Such a pleasure. And everybody who sent a picture, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
It was. And anytime anyone wants to do that, let me just check and make sure I don't have any emails waiting. Because I just have to get better at staying on top of these emails. Oh, Gary. Oh, Gary sent a picture of his planted tank. Shall we finish with that?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get it on the Mac. And we'll pick it up here. I think it probably helps that I now have a better idea how to do this too, compared to before. Okay, that was weird. Where did it go?
See, we did a little bit of everything today: salt water, fresh water.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
how it's gotta be.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta try that again. It didn't work.
All right, guys. Good night.
All right. Good
See you,
night,
Hector. Good night.
Hey,
Thanks
Hector,
for
see you
coming in.
tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, for some reason that did not work. I'm gonna have to try it again. It's a beautiful picture of a planted tank with an angelfish.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good night.
Marco.
Good night.
Thanks, Marco, for coming by.
No
Great
problem.
to see you.
Anytime.
All right, let's do this once again.
Well, I guess I'll stick around to see this.
We got 32 people. What on earth is going on with this? Oh, here we go. I clicked. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So this is from Gary Santos. This is his planted tank. He's the guy that has the 65 marine land with the hang-on back filter and all the soft corals. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Wow. That is really nice. Yeah, I really do admire people with the planted tanks because it takes a lot of skill.
It takes probably as much dedication as it does to keep a reef tank, I guess.
I would say so. Oh, everybody's saying good night, good night, good night.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna call it. Cindy, thank you for having me again. It's
Thanks,
always fun to
Oscar.
come in and talk and show our tanks and all that. And
Yep. And
yeah,
I
I
look
get
forward to you getting more fish in your reef.
yeah. Let's see what happens in the next 2 weeks. I might buy some fish.
Yep.
Maybe put two
Cool.
more in there.
Yep,
So I'm gonna let you
that's
guys go.
cool.
Everybody in the
All
chat,
right.
have a good night. Thank you.
Good night, Oscar.
Good night.
Well, Jake Jones, thank you. I have no idea how I came across the stream, but I enjoyed it. I'm glad you were here because you gave us a lot to look at and talk about, and everybody in here contributes to this, and I really appreciate the time that you all spend. It's Saturday night, and here we are talking to like-minded people and learning stuff. So what could be better than that? So we'll see you next week. There may come a time when I need to go on hiatus because we will be moving out of this house in a couple of weeks. And I'm unsure of what the setup's going to be where we're moving because it's rural. And I don't know if the internet can support the live stream, but we'll find out. So good night. And thank you everybody for coming by. And everybody's saying good night and goodbye. And take care of yourselves and stay safe. And we will see you next week.